We continue with the Naruto novel with the name Deidara Invites Me to Akatsuki. Chapter 31. But the villagers need an outlet to vent their anger. Unfortunately, you are that outlet. This sort of thing should be taken up by the upper management of the village, but the third Hokage wants to evade responsibility, so he adopts a policy of indulging and enjoying what the villagers do. And he also issued us a silent order, forbidding mentioning things about your parents. All three of Naruto's views were devastated. Sitting paralyzed on the ground, he began to doubt his life. In the sky, Yefen, who was listening to everything with observation haki, felt that Kakashi's side should be stable. Look at Obito again. With his perception tilted, Yefen immediately found Obito's trail. His ability beyond perfect observation haki is easy to use. Within a radius of 50 kilometers, he can point and listen. I could hear even some serious plots. At this point, Obito has made contact with Sasuke. Yefen was surprised by the first sentence, I am Uchiha Madara. After listening for a while, Yefen probably understood. Obito tells the truth before what Obito told Sasuke after he killed Uchiha Itachi in the original book. This can't be helped, because Obito is still not familiar with Sasuke at all. There are only two ways to take him away, either by forcibly knocking him unconscious and taking him away, or by telling him the truth directly. Wouldn't it be fun for Obito to pretend to be Uchiha Madara by the way, and secretly get Sasuke to join him? After eavesdropping for a while, Yefen felt that Obito's side should also be stable. At this time, Urjusa was already dizzy from the tricks and was planning to return to the organization with Obito to meet the older brother. Huh. These two are pretty efficient, so it's almost time for me to do it. Yefen flexed his wrist, ready to charge into Konoha. But in this moment, ding! It is detected that you are taking Kakashi and Obito to Konoha, please make up your mind. Unexpectedly, the system notification tone suddenly sounded. Yefen looked at the options immediately. 1. Help Kakashi kidnap Naruto and reward all fire-style ninjutsu. 2. Help Obito kidnap Sasuke and reward all the water-style ninjutsu. After seeing these two options and rewards, the corners of Yefen's mouth turned up in disdain. Sorry, this time, you didn't choose any. Due to his plan, the rewards he got are much richer than those given by the system. Yefen's target is Konoha sealing techniques. That secret treasure that records countless forbidden techniques and ninjutsu. It's ready to grab it? Whoosh! A black light flashed, Yefen descended from the sky and instantly rushed towards the ancestral hall where the sealed book was placed. Who? Right now, there are 3 Konoha Chunin keeping watch outside the ancestral hall. Yefen smiled slightly, speechless. He simply bent down, picked up a small stone on the ground, and tossed it towards one of the guards. Shout! When first casting it, there was some deflection and it landed at the foot of a guard. What? Is this man doing it? The 3 guards were stunned. A stranger fell from the sky, and the first thing he did when he came here was not to rush to fight them, but to pick up stones and throw them on the ground. What are you doing? Play. Hey. Who are you? Look at your uniform, it could be someone from the Akatsuki organization. What do you want to do? The 3 guards roared loudly, and one of the guards was looking for an opportunity to sound the alarm. As for Yefen, after being questioned, he remained calm. He went back to pick up a small stone from the ground. With a light toss, the small stone arced through the air, then accurately hurled it towards a guard. What the hell you want? Even if you want to kill someone with a stone, it's not something you can do at this speed. The guard snorted coldly, the corner of his mouth turned up, and then he grabbed the stone. That's no ordinary rock. Yefen smiled slightly, that rock will explode. Whistle. Almost at the moment when the guard touched the stone, a flash of fire flashed in the eyes of everyone in the audience. Boom. The guard's right hand exploded, and half of his arm was directly destroyed in a bloody mess. The powerful impact even sent him flying. What's going on? Why did the stone explode? Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. But before they could react, Yefeng picked up another stone from the ground and threw it. Unfortunately, it was the guard who received him just now, and this time half of his shoulder was blown off. Boom. What kind of technique did you use? Detonating talisman. Beads of sweat rolled from the foreheads of all three. They couldn't understand Yefeng's technique at all. He obviously took the stone, not the detonating talisman. And there is no seal, and no ninjutsu is released. But that stone really exploded. Can you turn stones into bombs? Raise the alarm. This man is a murderer. Notify Master Hokage. The guards on the ground rushed to the side of the ancestral hall with all their might, and then sounded the alarm. In an instant, the Konoha intelligence room sounded the alarm. The third generation and others who were in a meeting became tense in an instant. What happened? Someone invaded. In the sealed book ancestral hall. He's from the Akatsuki organization. 3 guards have been killed. Could it be Kakashi? Everyone first gave such a guess. Because they were still discussing Kakashi's mutiny right now, and the news of the Akatsuki invasion got out before the meeting ended. Furthermore, the place where the opponent invaded was the sealed book storage place. This kind of secret place should only be known to the people of Konoha village. So they presumed with a high probability that the intruder was Kakashi, who defected to Konoha not long ago. The third Hokage's old face twitched and he said to the anxious and angry Konoha Jonin in the meeting room. No matter who the other party is, hurry up. We must not let him take the sealed book. At the same time, Konoha village, the street outside the civilian residential area. Kakashi and Obito also heard the Konoha siren. At first, their hearts were constricted, thinking that they had been found out. But then they discovered that things were a little different than they thought. The direction of the commotion in the village was not at all in the civilian village. Those Umbu ninja and ordinary ninja gathered in the other direction. What happened? Major Kakashi. Obito came bouncing in with Sasuke at his side. It seems that Yefeng was discovered and was causing trouble in the ancestral hall. Kakashi looked into the distance in surprise. Could it be that Yefeng had the idea for the sealed book? Obito was stunned. Huh? Senior Yefeng will be discovered? This is impossible. Even I can't see through Senior Yefeng's tree. He should have been discovered on purpose. I don't know what his intentions are. Kakashi and Obito speculated one after another. But at this moment, the 2 Konoha Xiaoqiang next to him looked at each other with wide eyes, showing expressions of disbelief. Naruto, Sasuke. What about you? Sasuke snorted coldly and said deadpan, hey, I didn't expect you to rebel too. After you go to the Akatsuki organization, don't stop me. 2 veins popped out of Naruto's head, asshole. How can I lose you as a genius? Mr. Kakashi has already promised me, and he will take me to fly to Akatsuki. That Reikari ninjutsu, I can do it in 3 days to learn. Idiot, if you want to learn Reikari, you must first have a thunder attribute chakra in your body. Sasuke said dismissively, then let that fellow Ataka teach me ninjutsu. Konoha wait for my revenge bar. At the same time, outside the ancestral hall where the sealed book was placed. Under the third Hokage's leadership, more than 10 Konoha Jonin and more than 50 dog-headed Umbu attended the scene. They surrounded the ancestral hall one after another. Why is it so peaceful? Yuhi Hong said in surprise. They originally thought that Xiao organized assassins to break into the ancestral hall, there should be a fierce fight on the scene, and the house building should be damaged. But the place was eerily quiet. Even the doors to the ancestral hall were tightly closed. Humph, this must be a trap, it's too obvious. Asuma took a drag and dropped the stub. He then turned to look at the third Hokage. "Father, I'll go inside and check the situation first." The third Hokage nodded. With so many people present now, Asuma should be fine. It must be said that the other party is still staying in the ancestral hall. He is simply looking for his own death. Because no matter how strong the Akatsuki member is, surrounded by more than half of Konoha village's combat power, it is absolutely impossible for him to escape. There is only a dead end waiting for the intruder in the ancestral hall. Everyone be on your guard. That murderer must be beheaded today. We must not let him go. After Asuma and third generation nodded to each other, they took out the chakra sword and cautiously proceeded. Powered by the chakra wind attribute, the ninja knife makes a sizzling vibration sound. Its sharpness is far beyond that of ordinary blades. It can even cut through the air. Well, this is. Asuma's pupils focused on the ground and found a kunai. There are still some blood stains, which should be on all three guards at this time. Crouching, Asuma carefully picked up the kunai. But at this moment, Asuma's finger touched kunai. Boom! A sudden explosion instantly resounded. Asuma was blown away by the huge explosion and fell heavily to the ground. The right arm was bleeding profusely and several fingers were blown off. What happened? Explosion? How could it explode? All of the Konoha shinobi present were shocked, stunned, and puzzled. Because they could see clearly, what Asuma went to pick up was a kunai without a detonating charm. However, kunai exploded. Asuma? Are you okay? Might Guy and others rushed to help Asuma up. At this time, the other party was in disbelief. The power of this explosion was at least comparable to 10 detonating talismans. His fingers blew off. Damn it! What kind of technique did the other party use? Why does kunai explode? Asuma gritted his teeth angrily and his palm inadvertently touched the ground. This moment. Boom! There was another quick explosion, and fire flashed on the scene. This time, Asuma's entire hand was blown off. What happened? The Konoha shinobi players in the audience looked terrified and took 2 steps back on alert. Why did it explode again? The third Hokage rushed forward eagerly. Even before seeing the killer, his son had his arm blown off straight. Who is the other party? Just when everyone was terrified and afraid to take a step. At this moment, a joking voice came from the ancestral hall. Then the wooden door opened, and a man dressed in a black and red Shangyun uniform, holding a sealed book in his hand and reading, leisurely walked out. It's an intruder. Several Umbu ninja roared in unison. Originally, according to the plan above, so many people from Konoha surrounded the ancestral hall together, and after the assassin was driven out by Asuma, they rushed together, subdued him, and even beheaded him on the spot. But now, in the whole scene, more than 10 jonin, more than 50 Umbu, plus a third Hokage. There were more than 60 people, not one of them dared to step forward. Even the third Hokage himself dare not go. Because, the one who just said that he wanted to go inside to check the situation didn't even see the other party's face, so he lost an arm. The atmosphere at the scene was extremely tense. All the Konoha shinobi players drew their weapons and made an attack stance. But in this moment, Ye Feng sighed. Well, let me take a look. The order of sealing this demon is. At this moment, Ye Feng did not feel nervous at all. Those strange explosions just now were caused by her second deputy, the Killer Queen. Killer Queen is a substitute for the serious office worker Kirajiing, and has 3 skills. First, he can turn any object he touches into a bomb. Not only organic substances that are inherently flammable, such as paper and wood, but even stones and water can be turned into bombs by the Killer Queen. There are 2 types of bomb detonation. The first type is that people who come into contact with the bomb will explode, but the object that becomes the bomb will be fine. For example, if you turn a doorknob into a bomb, whoever touches the doorknob will be killed. Just like the stone that attacked the guard earlier, and the kunao that Asuma touched just now. The second type is the direct explosion. As long as the item is touched by the killer queen, it will directly explode. Kira Yoshikage uses this method to kill people. After finding a good woman, he followed them all the way and finally activated the explosive ability in the bedroom, blowing up the opponent with only one hand remaining. Killer Queen's second skill, Withering Rending Attack, generates a car bomb from Killer Queen's left palm that automatically tracks the heat source, and will explode when it gets close to the target. It has high defense and is difficult to destroy. Even Yuqiang's Platinum Star cannot be destroyed. Third, the Loser Eats Dust, the ultimate bomb to protect the substitute envoy, explodes the timeline. Similar to Death Reversal. After activating the Dust Eater, you must first craft a bomb. For example, the bomb designed by Kira Yoshikage in JoJo is to kill everyone who asks for him. By analogy, Yefeng can also design bombs according to his own needs. For example, when his body is fatally attacked, he immediately goes back in time to before the attack. Or he told Deidara his weakness, and anyone who asked Deidara would be bombarded. Of course, Yefeng can't use this ability at the moment just to deal with these Konoha shinobi fighters. Bastard! Are these bombs you set up? What kind of technique is that? Also, who are you? The third Hokage roared angrily. Others searched for the face in their minds. But unfortunately, they did not find any information about Yefeng. That's right, I didn't expect the first person injured by the bomb to be the worthy Hokage's son. Yefeng smiled slightly and put the sealed book away. Are you here to request this book? I've finished reading it, so please return it. After finishing speaking, Yefeng casually tossed it, and a large volume of sealed book flew into the sky. Marino Ibiki and Moonlight Hayate jumped up to receive the sealed book. But the next moment, boom! A violent flash of light covered the sky. Then, there was another family explosion. Ubixi and Moonlight Gale were violently attacked and hit the ground. The sealed book completely burned up and turned into a flame. Damn it, he actually gave the sealed book to. Yuhihong bit his lip hard, took out a kunao and threw it. The rest of the people also threw shurikens and kunao one after another, not for close combat, let's fight the head office far away. But bang 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 bang. Countless metal impacts sounded around Yefeng, and the thrown hidden weapons seemed to hit an invisible barrier, and bounced off one after another. This of course is played by Platinum Star. Platinum Star can even catch bullets, 100 shurikens, it only takes a few tenths of a second to catch them all. This. Yuhihong's eyes moved slightly and her heart was beating wildly. The rest of the people also showed panicked expressions. Who is this intruder? It can be so strong. Let alone strangle him, more than 60 Konoha shinobi fighters can't even touch his fingers. Well, let me think about it, how should I deal with you? Yefeng dragged his chin, lost in thought. At the moment. Ding. The host is detected to be besieged by Konoha shinobi, please make up your mind. The system sound suddenly rang, and Yefeng looked at the panel. 1. Don't mess around with them, just go and reward Jillian 10. 2. Randomly select a Konoha Jonin to kill, and reward denial. Seeing this option, the corner of Yefeng's mouth twitched slightly. Good boy, is the system that good to play now? It's about choosing a Jonin and killing him, not fighting him. It seems that the system is still very clear about its strength. Without hesitation, Yefeng immediately chose the second option. It wasn't that he wanted to kill on purpose. Denial of great rewards. Tisk tisk, a famous scene should be recorded later. Okay then, it's settled, kill the third Hokage's son today. Yefeng narrowed his eyes, smiled slightly, and said this in a very calm and determined tone. The Konoha shinobi players on the field were all trembling hearts. Such a terrifying and deadly language was spoken by him in such an understatement. This type. What did he think of the son of the third Hokage? Asuma is Konoha's elite jonin all the same, with outstanding military feats. In his eyes, was he actually trash that could be killed if he wanted to? Asshole. Don't get carried away thinking you can make some explosives, this is Konoha village. How can the third Hokage bear this anger? He is such a son now, if he dies, wouldn't he be the last? Immediately use the summoning technique to summon the ape demon and rush off. Cover Hokage-sama. Anko, let's go. In an instant, more than 10 Konoha jonin followed the third generation and rushed over. Might Guy, Hyaga Hayashi, Kurane Yui, Anko. These elite jonin, who are highly skilled, have devised ninjutsu to attack Yefeng. Water-style big rush. Gentle fist 8 trigrams 64 palms. Slipper serpent hand. Over a dozen ninjutsu moves were released in an instant, rushing towards Yefeng. But at this moment, Yefeng did not dodge. He stopped where he was, with a calm expression. It looks like he intends to take all the damage. This guy. What the hell is he thinking? On a roof not far away, Obito had activated the Mangekyo Sharingan, and used all the power of his pupil to look at Yefeng. Being able to ignore so many attacks at once, in the entire ninja world, I'm afraid only Obito can do it. Also, Obito's defense is essentially transferring the body to another space. To put it bluntly, he can't hold it and then escapes, but runs to a higher level. But Yefeng. Obito's heart was beating wildly, he held his breath and wanted to see through Yefeng's technique. Yefeng, who was in his place, kept his cool. However, the platinum star floating next to it has already been fully prepared. Cantina hot sauce, crushing the Verido. The time-stop power roared out, covering the entire world. Countless waves of water, flames, thunder, and lightning. Frozen in the air. The closest ninjutsu is less than a punch away from Yefeng. The platinum star is really invincible. Yefeng licked his tongue excitedly, took steps, and walked slowly in this world where only he could move. First, he walked up to the third Hokage and slapped him. Then moved the third Hokage to the position where he just stood. Then, he walked in front of two girls, Yuhihong and Mitarashi Anko. Unleash the 100 shots, the heart-piercing dragon claw hand. After 10 seconds, Yefeng stopped. Then, it came to Asuma. The pink substitute roared. The Killer Queen's bomb is more powerful when it touches the body. Ordinary people can be turned to dust on the spot. But ninjas are different. Ninjas have physiques beyond ordinary people, so a single explosion will cause them serious injuries. For this, the solution Yefeng adopted was to break the hole into parts and detonate multiple contacts at the same time. The Killer Queen's fingers hit Asuma more than 100 times. In other words, more than 100 places in Asuma have been set up like bombs. 3, 2, 1. The time stop ability ends. World time, resume flow. Boom. Countless flames, lightning, hidden weapons, fists. They gathered towards a point, but by the time everyone saw it clearly, it was already too late. Before the third Hokage could react, he ate all the attacks. Boom. With a loud noise, the third Hokage fell heavily. It hits the ground, breaking a huge deep pit. This. Everyone was shocked. Sasuke on the roof in the distance is also dumbstruck. What happened just now? Why did you switch places with the third Hokage? Everyone wants to ask this question. But Yefeng was no longer in the distance at this moment, but had already floated in the sky. Condescending, Yefeng looked down on a group of Konoha shinobi like a god who looked down on amoebas. I accept the life of the son of the third Hokage. This is a reunion gift for you. They all looked at Asuma in horror. He was still intact, except that his arm had been blown off in the accident. But the next moment, there was a flash of fire. Over 100 detonation points on Asuma activated simultaneously. There is no time for pain at all, and it turned straight to dust. Asuma disappeared. He turned to ashes. All Konoha shinobi players, right now, are terrified and their hearts are beating wildly. Yuhi Hong, Anko, and others were so nervous that they almost forgot to breathe. An elite Konoha Jonin, the son of the third Hokage, was killed instantly without even saying his last words. Furthermore, even the body turned to dust and disappeared. How strong is this person's strength? Ozuki Zien collapsed directly to the ground. Yuhi Hong also lost the will to fight, his hands softened and the sharp kunao fell to the ground. Okay, I won't play with you anymore. Yafeng snapped his fingers, and in an instant, 3 black cracks appeared in the sky. Each crack spilled a film of yellow transparent light. This is the ability transferred between denial, minus big. As long as it is covered by the light of denial, the outside world cannot touch the things inside. Under everyone's astonished eyes, Yefeng slowly got up with a sluggish posture. However, something happened that surprised them even more. I saw that in the other 2 denials, 4 people showed up at the same time. 2 of them were wearing Akatsuki uniforms, and 1 was the rebel Kakashi. But that's not even the scariest thing. Next to those 2 people, there were 2 teenagers standing respectively. Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke. Evil. This moment, all of Konoha is in bad shape. Countless civilians and ninjas ran out of the street, looking at the 3 strange lightning bolts. Almost all of them let out horrified screams. Because, no one has ever seen a ninjutsu that can shatter the sky. They just thought it was a harbinger of some kind of catastrophe. What happened? How the sky broke? It's the end. My God. The end is finally here. Mom, I'm so scared. The noise of civilians echoed everywhere. But those ninjas paid attention to something different. Because of the 5 people in heaven, 3 of them know each other. Sasuke. Isn't that person Sasuke? Why is he there too? It's Naruto. My God. Isn't Mr. Kakashi on Naruto's side? Mr. Kakashi, you really betrayed. A group of Konoha Xiaoqiang exclaimed and shouted angrily. I was watching the fun just now, but when I took a closer look, it turned out to be one of my own. And combined with the alarm from just now, it should be an enemy attack. The people of the Akatsuki organization brought Kakashi to attack the Konoha village. Sasuke. What are you doing there? Get down quickly. Little Sakura excitedly ran over to Denial, trying to drag Sasuke down. But he found that he couldn't touch that ray of light at all. After the hand penetrates through the negation light, it will protrude from the other side of the section, and the range that this beam of light radiates is in a different space. Humph, long-winded woman, I really hate it. Sasuke snorted coldly and looked at the little Sakura blankly. And under the beam of Kakashi and Naruto next to it, more people gathered. Naruto. Naruto, what are you doing? Get down quickly. Shikamaru, Koji, Ino, Hinata, and others yelled at Naruto. But at this moment, Naruto, although he was still reluctant to part with these Xiaoqiangs, had decided to go. Naruto still put on his usual harmless smile, haha everyone, I'm going to the Akatsuki organization with Mr. Kakashi. I'll see you again in the future. If you have any plans to defect, you can contact me or Mr. Kakashi. Naruto directly assisted the Akatsuki organization in raising the people up. Shikamaru was furious and cursed loudly, Naruto, you idiot. Why did you think of joining the Akatsuki organization, which is the most evil organization in the ninja world? Have you forgotten the will of fire? The will of the fire. Naruto originally planned to say goodbye to Xiaoqiang, but when he heard this word, the veins on his forehead twitched, and he was suddenly angry. Idiot Shikamaru. What a fire crap. You've all been tricked by the third generation. The will of fire is nothing more than brainwashing. You are all being treated as tools of the village. I heard this. Xiaoqiang on the ground was shocked. And those Konoha jonins showed complicated expressions. Tool. Anko lowered her arm slightly, sighing in her heart. Some things, they actually discovered very early. But due to various reasons, I chose to tolerate. For example, the will of fire, almost all of Konoha's shinobi, have been exposed to similar baptisms when they were young. But when they grow up, everyone will find out that this is a hoax. It is a brainwashing slogan to make people work wholeheartedly for the people. Only people like Naruto and Kakashi, who have completely severed their relationship with the village, would say such unscrupulous things. Others do not dare to speak. For a while, the people of Konoha Shinobi near the ancestral hall had mixed feelings in their hearts. Because they don't know whether to hate Naruto and Kakashi or envy them. But there is one person who is very determined. That's Kakashi's best friend, the blue beast from Konoha Might Guy. You're coming for me. Kakashi. Might Guy looked up at the sky and let out an angry growl. Hearing this voice, Yefen was immediately excited. Comes. It is not like this. The famous scene of Aizen's rebellion in Shinigami, a 1:1 recreation. I really don't understand why you, an elite of Konoha, chose to rebel. Aren't you going to be a ninja that everyone looks up to? You don't want to create a peaceful world without disputes. Kakashi. Kakashi in the sky, after hearing Might Guy's scream, it's impossible not to be moved. He is not a hard-hearted and deranged man like Obito. However, Kakashi was still very clear on his position and patiently explained, "Boy, there are some things that can't be seen clearly if you're blinded all the time. I have seen too much darkness, because I want to completely end this chaotic world, so I gave up my former self. I hope you can figure it out soon. Only relying on the current strength, this world can never be changed." Might Guy fell to his knees and hit the ground angrily. Other people's hearts are also filled with various complicated emotions. Senior Yefen, we are almost here. Obito pointed to the top of his head, and they were less than 5 meters from reaching the black cavity. Yefen nodded, looking down at the ground with a smile. Then, he tapped out, cruelly, "Everyone from Konoha, it's my first visit to Treasure Land today, so forgive me for bothering you. Also, post a recruitment notice. I am also the recruiter of the Akatsuki organization. Anyone who wants to betray, or seek revenge, welcome to contact us. The Akatsuki organization is not like Konoha village, it is not afraid of talented people. Not to mention the good thing about exterminating a powerful family to secure the position of power. The organization does not turn anyone away, from 9 to 5, food and housing, and weekends. I'm looking forward to joining you. Land of Rain, Shinobi People of Rain. Akatsuki Base Building. In Yefeng's bedroom, he was lying on the bed with one foot up and was flipping through a book in his hand. This book was taken from Kakashi's luggage. The name of the book is just 4 simple words, Intimate Paradise. And its author. He is one of the members of Konoha Wang's gambling and drug trio Jiraiya, known as Pervy Sage. Speaking of this Jiraiya, he is a ninja who is lustful to the core and deep in the soul. When Jiraiya was between 5 and 15 years old, people called him a lecherous child. When he was between 15 and 30, they called him a lecherous youth, and when he was 30 to 45, people called him lecherous uncle. Ever since he learned to spy, Jiraiya is either spying on the women's bathhouses or on his way to spying on the women's bathhouses. If he could choose to die, Jiraiya would definitely choose to drown in the women's bathhouse. But if you really want to say it, Jiraiya is a man who goes through the middle of the Hokage story. The master is the 3rd generation, the apprentice is the 4th generation, and I was recommended to be the 5th generation. He was wrong, he let his teammates be wrong. The big apprentice is the head of the Akatsuki organization, the youngest apprentice is the 7th generation, the fan is the 6th generation, and the expected 8th generation is the apprentice Konohamaru. Jireya's scene design isn't very good, is it? All 8 female characters in this book are played in the female bathhouse. Either bathhouse number 1 or bathhouse no 3. The furthest one is on the counter. I really can't think of a place. You can go to the Valley of the End, at Lord Madara's head. Silently complaining, Yefeng was about to close the book and send Jireya a letter of advice. But at this moment, suddenly, with a creak, the door opened. Konan walked in with a plate of fruit and saw the fiery image on Yefeng's handwriting at a glance. The two looked at each other, and the atmosphere froze. There was a total of 5 seconds of silence. Konan put the fruit down blankly. "Excuse me, I came at a bad time. I'm leaving now." Yefeng quickly explained, "Ahem, you misunderstood, this is Kakashi's book, I borrowed it." Konan snorted. "Just I didn't expect this book to be so explosive. Jireya is a genius." Yefeng intentionally or unintentionally changed the subject, then walked to the table, picked up a mango, and ate a piece. "Huh? Why are you so thoughtful today? You actually know how to serve me fruit, sliced." Yefeng was quite surprised. "Isn't Kakozu doing chores like serving tea and water?" Konan took the wrong medication today. With the purpose of... Konan's eyes flickered slightly, but after only a moment, she regained her composure. "Because you worked hard and, thank you very much." "Thank you?" Yefeng was shocked. "Yes, thank you very much." Konan's eyes moved. If not for her state, she really wanted to do something out of the ordinary to thank Yefeng. Like giving him a hug. Because from the beginning to the end, Konan did not want to set up any Xiao organization at all. At first, because both Yahiko and Nagato had peaceful desires and wanted to do business, Konan was with them. At that moment, even if Konan didn't like it, life was good when the three of them were together. But since Yahiko's death, the Akatsuki organization has completely changed. Especially after the masked man joined, he was heading towards the abyss of destruction. What Konan wants is to live a simple life with Nagato and Yahiko. Even if there's only one Nagato left, he hopes he'll be fine. What she wants is definitely not the big idea of overthrowing the ninja world and ruling the top 5 countries. How uncomfortable it is to see the corpses of former comrades walking in front of me all day. And now, things took a turn for the better. Yefeng's appearance completely led the Xiao organization into another path. While the plan hasn't been entirely successful, Konan at least sees the light of day. Yefeng will be the man to pull her out of the swamp of the abyss. "Oh, send fruit to thank me." Yefeng looked up and down at Konan's beautiful face as she ate mango slices. "Don't you think that's not enough?" Konan asked with a cold face, pretending to be calm. Yefeng smiled slightly, then put his head close to Konan's ear and said softly, "I am not greedy at all. If I am lucky enough to help you in the future, thank you, you don't have to bother, you have to kill or go to bed." Konan's body trembled, her face turned red to the base of her neck. Even his eyes, which had always been calm, flickered. After glaring at Yefeng fiercely, Konan walked out with a cold face. On Yefeng's side, there was no sense of defeat at all. Tisk tisk, I actually saw Konan blush. This wave isn't bad. Base room. Naruto is being led by Kakashi, becoming familiar with the roots and the base's personnel. "Kakashi, this outfit looks so cool. I even feel that after using it, my strength has become a bit stronger." Naruto fiddled with Shang-Yun's uniform on his body excitedly. This was specially made by Kakozu for him. Apart from serving tea and water, and killing people outside to earn money. Kakuzu also has another job, that is, he is a tailor in the organization. In terms of sewing, there is no one better than him in the organization. After all, there are threads all over the body. In terms of strength, you should be able to improve soon. After all, Yefeng promised to help you control the tailed beast. Naruto had a good time. He jumped up and down and said, "Hey, that's great. Then I can beat Sasuke." Speaking of this, Naruto's eyes suddenly caught sight of a person next to him. Kakuzu. You are Kakuzu. Naruto recognized Kakuzu immediately because Kakuzu was the only one wearing a mask in Kakashi's description. But on Kakuzu's side, after seeing Naruto running, he immediately took 3 steps back in fright. "What do you want to do?" Kakuzu looked terrified and continued to dodge. Naruto frowned, somewhat taken aback by Kakuzu's reaction. But he still ran happily. "Haha, it's nothing. I think Uncle Kakuzu's clothes are very good. Your craft is really great." Naruto thought his praise would make Kakuzu happy, but who knows, Kakuzu right now is like seeing a ghost. He backed away frantically, almost running. Naruto was stunned. "Uncle Kakuzu, you..." Naruto stood there in awe. A little dazed. At this time, Haiden also came out from the side. "What happened? Why are you making such a fuss?" Haiden looked like he had just woken up, running his hands through his hair. But suddenly, he felt as if he had been electrocuted, and his entire body trembled. So, exactly the same reaction as Kakuzu, he immediately ran away in fright. 5 seconds later, Deidara walked out the next door. When she saw Naruto again, she yelled and ran between Kakuzu and Haiden. The 3 of them looked scared, all trembling. "Hey, how?" Naruto's eyes dimmed. "I couldn't understand it. He's obviously moved on, but why is he still treated like this? They still have to be alienated and discriminated against. Isn't this place an Akatsuki organization full of villains? Are you afraid of Nine Tails too? I didn't kill their relatives, so what are they afraid of? You 3, why are you so afraid of Naruto?" Kakashi asked surprised. Kakuzu touched Haiden. "You say." Haiden patted Deidara on the shoulder again. "You should say it." Deidara swallowed and seemed to have made an important decision before saying in a panic, Don't you know? The guy next to you has the strongest ninjutsu in the entire ninja world." As soon as this comment came out, both Kakashi and Naruto were stunned, their expressions completely dumbfounded. That? The strongest ninjutsu in the entire ninja world? Kakashi was stunned. Naruto is the tail of a crane, failing exams all year. Even Genin barely made it. When they say the strongest ninjutsu, do they mean 9 tails? Kakashi, don't worry, the 9 tails in Naruto's body haven't passed yet, so it won't hurt you. 9 tails. The 3 were surprised and looked at each other. Where did we say 9 tails? Did we say Ziwidun? Ah. Ziwidun. What kind of technique is that? Naruto's expression grew more and more surprised. Why are the people in Xiao's organization more strange to each other? Just say things you don't understand. Kakashi, the boy next to you has the loudest mouth in the ninja world. Once activated, it can make people change their minds so they can't hear other things anymore. In addition, it will also change people's beliefs and activities, and even change people's emotional tendencies and the path they choose in the future. Ziwidun is a technique for controlling thoughts and weakening people's beliefs. Once you have this technique, no matter how ambitious you are, how high your fighting spirit, even the indelible hatred of killing your father will be reduced to nothing. Once you get this technique, you will become a useless person. Kakashi, you better be careful. 3 fools, each with a sentence, explained to Kakashi the power of Ziwidun. Kakashi and Naruto were confused. Kakashi scratched his face and said wordlessly, I don't know where you heard that, but I can guarantee that Naruto definitely doesn't have this technique. I watched him grow. Kakashi's words drew Sansu's questioning eyes. What the hell, you still have the nerve to tell others that you have an abnormal technique on yourself, okay. Kakuzu pushed Haiden, who immediately understood. Kakashi, do you know that you also have a very scary technique? Kakashi was shocked. Did these people know that they could wield Mangekyo Sharingan? His Mangekyo Sharingan can teleport objects through space. For example, transfer the shuriken thrown by the enemy to another space, or forcefully distort the space to break objects. For example, if you stand under the Hokage statue and stare, several stone statues of the Hokage will be distorted by space and then shattered. This trick, Kakashi only used a few times. And all the opponents who had seen this move were sent to hell by it. How do these people know? Kakashi coughed twice and explained, indeed, this Sharingan of mine can release a special ninjutsu. But aren't there no, 3 Sharingan people in the organization? Especially Uchiha Itachi, he should be the strongest Uchiha tribe. With him around, how can you still fear me? Haiden and Deidara looked at each other again. Everyone feels a bit confused. Kakuzu gave a look, motioning for Haiden and the others to bow their heads. Kakuzu, what is this Kakashi talking about? Sharingan. Are we talking about Sharingan? Haiden, he must be covering up, he doesn't want to talk about the strongest technique. After the 3 of them muttered for a bit, Deidara came out to ask questions this time. Deidara still felt nervous, and after taking a deep breath, she asked calmly, Kakashi, you really don't know? We're not talking about your Sharingan, we're talking about your 50/50th force technique. Kakashi's eyes dimmed and he frowned, what? It's a 50-50 technique. After activation, it's mandatory to have a 50-50 split with others. Kakashi is completely stupid and the whole person is not right. He even suspected that these 3 people were making fun of him and Naruto. I'm kidding myself. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never practiced that technique at all, and Naruto has absolutely no excuses. It's all imagined by you. Hearing this, Haiden's 3 suddenly backed away. Just say it. Kakashi is going undercover. He also said that he had never practiced before. Last time in the Wave Kingdom, the organization sent 4 people with different strengths to test you. Counting the first one, Zabuzan, there are 5 in total. You can tie up 5 people, and you said it's not a 50-50 split. You 3 are so weird. Mr. Kakashi, are there such strange people in the Akatsuki organization? Naruto pulled Kakashi up and asked innocently. I don't know, maybe it's because we just got here, so they're not used to it yet. Kakashi is also trying to think as brightly as possible. But in this moment, in Deidara's eyes, Kakashi's kindness and Naruto's innocence are faked by TM. Yes, pretending to be naive. In fact, the heart is already dark. White cuts black, yellow cuts black. The 2 people made such a harmless appearance to lower their vigilance. In the hearts of Kakashi and the others, perhaps they weren't taken seriously at all. It's over now. Both of them won't admit it, it seems they have mistrusted us. Maybe it will be used on us in the future. By then, it will all really be over. Haiden Deidara's 3 shuddered and huddled together in horror. In terms of close combat strength, they should be considered late in the organization. It is estimated that he is only slightly stronger than Afe. If this is really attacked by Kakashi and the others, at that time, Kakashi will vigorously fight them 50/50ths while letting Naruto use his mouth to escape, then he will definitely be beheaded. The atmosphere on both sides was tense for a while. Both parties are frantically guessing each other's intentions. At this moment, Ye Feng's voice suddenly descended from the sky. Guys, What are you doing? Yefen was very surprised and flew from above. Almost instantly, Deidara and Haydn rushed to Yefen's side. Then frantically seek asylum. Yefen, you, come out and say a few words. Don't let Kakashi and the others attack us. I still want to live a few more years. Haydn's face turned pale with fear. Trembling. Deidara was also scared to death. Yefen, Kakashi, and the others don't even want to reveal the 50-50 physical and mouth escape skills. They just haven't been honest with us yet. You have to tell them not to attack the organization members, let them kill Kakuzu if you want to kill them. Kakuzu, why me? Haydn, do you still need to ask? Kakashi must have known about killing your comrades before you did, you idiot. That's why people don't trust us now. Kakashi, don't get us wrong, our organization is very together, absolutely not. It will kill teammates indiscriminately, except for Kakuzu. At this moment, Kakuzu, under Haydn's reminder, seemed to finally understand the reason. Before changing it, he simply looked down on ninjas of Kakashi's level. But now it is different. He has seen Kakashi's strength with his own eyes, and can even fight the leader 50-50. Furthermore, Yefen, the top expert in this organization, backed him up. Nima, it's hard not to be afraid. Kakuzu immediately changed his demeanor and said modestly and reverently, Kakashi, you actually misunderstood. The companions I killed earlier were all people with bad intentions, Spies, yes. They are spies, and they've already done it. Join the organization and inform the village. After hearing the three people's words, Kakashi only felt someone holding a heavy hammer and hitting his forehead frantically. It made him dizzy. What the hell? What about what? Do I want to kill them? Can I do 50-50 ninjutsu? Nima, can you say something that I can understand? Ahem. Don't get excited for now. Yefen coughed hard a few times and forced himself to hold back a smile. Those idiots like Haydn really took his words to heart and believed them so deeply. Look at Deidara's cowardly look, I'm almost afraid to pee. Everyone, don't get excited. Regarding this matter, I think Kakashi and Naruto have their own judgments. Since they have all entered the same family, they must put aside their prejudices and coexist peacefully. Of course, if some things go too far, I can't guarantee that accidents will happen. After hearing this, Haydn and the others breathed a sigh of relief. With the Yefen platform, I think Kakashi and Naruto shouldn't waste time. Yeah, just listen to it. Peaceful coexistence in the future. No, peaceful coexistence is not enough to prove your sincerity. You have to raise the price. Intensify. Treat two people with respect and don't let them feel wronged. Thinking of this, Deidara and Haydn immediately lowered their stances and went to Kakashi to apologize. Cough, cough, cough. Sorry Kakashi, I misunderstood you just now. The main reason is that you are too strong, and I am afraid that you will use your hands. Deidara leaned in and apologized to Kakashi, while Haydn wrapped himself around Naruto and put his arm around Naruto's shoulder. Hey, your name is Uzumaki Naruto, right? Are you free today? Shall I take you out for something to eat? Delicious. This sudden love caught Naruto off guard. Really, can I go? Naruto asked nervously. Haha, of course you can go. Whether it's a buffet, a barbecue, a snack shop. Brother Haydn, I'll take you there. When you grow up in 2 years, Brother Haydn, I can even take you to adult places. Naruto's eyes lit up instantly. I am so touched. It's really like Mr. Kakashi said, the Akatsuki organization is the real place to come. What the hell, where's the partner? This is just better than familiar. The atmosphere suddenly heated up. Kakuzu was hesitating whether to go or not. After all, the character designs he usually does are relatively cold and arrogant. At this time, it's a bit embarrassing to run to be a dog's paw. However, at this moment, Kakuzu's eyes turned to a figure next to him. Afe. Come here. Obito was thinking about something in his mind, and when he heard the order, he immediately ran. Senior Kakuzu, what's wrong? I want to meet Kakashi right now, can you help me and buy 2 jacks of oranges? Time flies. Soon, a week has passed since Naruto Sasuke joined the Akatsuki organization. After organizing the base, Naruto who was wandering back met Sasuke and Uchiha Itachi and they left the room together. Me. Sasuke. Long time no see. Naruto greeted Sasuke like before. But Erzusa looked disdainful and said coldly, "What's wrong with you?" Naruto smiled happily, "It's nothing, I'm just curious how you and your big brother got together. I remember you used to live with the goal of killing your big brother. That was back when Konoha was still blinding me. Now I understand clearly, all these things done by a dozen or so were all for me." Regarding this point, Sasuke actually couldn't accept it at first. It's a fact that his older brother was tricked by Konoha, but damn, he killed all the parents, isn't he too ruthless? However, after thinking about it for a while, Sasuke was relieved. This death kills. There's no way, right? Also, Sasuke wasn't familiar with those clansmen, and his older brother was the closest of the whole family, so after struggling for a bit, he finally accepted it. Leave my business alone, Naruto, how is your strength improving? I keep seeing you hanging out with that guy named Hayden recently, and you didn't seriously study ninjutsu. Could it be that Akatsuki arranged for you to come on vacation? Unlike Naruto, Sasuke is a hard worker these days. Joining the Akatsuki organization on the same day, Sasuke receives daily training from Uchiha Itachi. So far, he has been able to fully activate 3 Tomo Sharingan and has mastered 3 A-level ninjutsu. But this Naruto guy. This is after Konoha retreated after crawling, and then rushed to the Xiao organization to be the tail of the crane. After hearing Sasuke's words, instead of getting angry, Naruto became more cheerful. Haha. You said cultivation. You don't have to worry about this, because I will soon become one of the best teachers in the Akatsuki organization. Naruto, there must be a limit to joking. With your strength at the end of the crane, it is thanks to Yefen that you can join the Akatsuki organization. How dare you say that you want to become an organization master? Although his mouth was contemptuous, Sasuke still had a heart and added a question, is that the guy named Hayden? Is he going to teach you ninjutsu? The corner of Naruto's mouth turned up and he said proudly, no, brother Hayden is very strong, but he still doesn't have the strength to teach me. It's boss Yefen. He's going to help me control Nine Tails. What did you say? Nine Tails. He wants to help you control Nine Tails. The corners of Sasuke's mouth twitched slightly, and the expression of the Uchiha Itachi next to him fluctuated a bit as well. Yefen wants to help Naruto control Nine Tails? Is this really a joke? Hey, I'm going to find boss Yefen now, do you want to come with me and take a look? It's a unique opportunity. Sasuke and Itachi looked at each other and immediately followed. As a result, after entering the meeting room. Oh boy, it's crowded. All members of the organization have arrived, except for Nagato, who is hiding behind the scenes and sending chakra signals to Pain. The atmosphere at the scene was very calm, everyone covered their hearts and remained silent. Take control of Nine Tails, and, within a day. Yefen, are you really not lying to us? Konan swallowed nervously, Yefen's speech echoing in her ears. Controlling the tailed beast and allowing the Jinchuriki to gain the power of the tailed beast is an extremely difficult task. No less than completing 10 S-tier missions. At present, in the entire ninja world, only Cloud Shinobi's 8 killer bees and 2 teak gates can harness the power of the tailed beasts. Then there is the Jinchuriki Lao Zi of the Earth's 4 tails of the earth. Among these three, only Killer Bee can truly master the power of the tailed beast perfectly. But Killer Bee spent decades facing, fighting, and communicating with tailed beasts. In the end, he and the tailed beast reached a state of spiritual connection and mastered the power of the tailed beast. For example, Four Tails Jinchuriki became a wandering monk after leaving the village. He practiced hard every day to control Four Tails. For decades, he only managed to learn some ninjutsu to cooperate with the Four Tails. But Yefen. In fact, he planned to let Naruto successfully master the power of the tailed beast in just one day. On the opposite side is the strongest Nine Tails. An existence that even the fourth Hokage and the third Hokage could not establish together. Is this a bit of bullshit? After a few minutes of silence, Kakashi finally spoke first. That. Yefen, although it may be presumptuous to ask this, but I want to know. What method do you want to use for Naruto to learn to control the tailed beast? Are we going to invade Cloud Shinobi Village, find 8 Tails Killer Bee and ask him how to control tail beasts? Do not do. Yefen shook his head, and then said 2 words lightly. Violence. Violence. Everyone was stunned. Yefen stood up, placed his hands on Naruto's shoulders, and slowly said to him and the 9 tails on his body, tailed beasts, originally created by the Sage of Six Paths, are creatures that move on the ground nature. From a macro point of view, a tailed beast is a bigger beast. What is the temperament of the beast? Playing wild, playing, no holds barred. If you are thirsty, go to the waterfall to drink water, if you are dirty, go to the lake to take a bath. The entire ninja world is the backyard of tailed beasts. And Jinchuriki is like a cage, and it is a very small cage, which imprisoned the tailed beast and passed it down from generation to generation for hundreds of years. There is no bright future. In this case, it is impossible for the tailed beast to be friendly with Jinchuriki. There is only one way, and it is violent conquest. Use absolutely overwhelming combat power to make the tailed beast surrender and force them to surrender their strength. As soon as the bold words came out, the entire conference room was filled with deathly silence. Fight with tailed beasts and suppress them by force? This kind of thing, if you put it in the era when Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama were all powerful a few decades ago, no one would be surprised. Tailed beast melee, so normal. Hashirama is so smart that he just squeezed the 9 tails and threw the noodles. Left and right, when you are tired, hula in the air and turn around in circles. The true several thousand hands wooden Buddha can sit on the ground casually, and it can directly kill 9 tails. But now, it doesn't work. This is crazy. In the 5 major countries, there may not be a single person who can fight the 9 tails hand to hand. At most, it is the 4th Raikage of the Thunder Realm, the lightning style is fully open, and the body is wrapped with the Chakra Thunder attribute to form a thunder armor, barely past the wrist with 8 tails. Yefen has studied it before. The combat power in the Hokage world is getting weaker with each generation, which is a typical setback. Let's take the Hokage of Ages as an example. If the 9 tails foxes are used as a unit to measure strength, first Hokage Senju Hashirama is almost as strong as 10 9 tails. What is wreaking havoc 9 tails in Konoha village? Why was there a demon fox in the past? What the hell, Hashirama is so smart, clap your hands, call a wood golem to come out and directly rub your little 9 tails on the ground, fly up and blow the head of the 9 tails dog in one blow. When it comes to second Hokage Senju Tobirama, the strength starts to drop by half, which is only equal to 0.59 tails. Although he is not as tough as his brother Hashirama, if there is a real fight, it is not that difficult to deal a little damage to 9 tails once the Impure World Reincarnation Army is released and the Flying Thunder God technique is released. Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, although he is known as a ninjutsu doctor, he basically blows it all by himself. Third generation lacks big map cannon moves like Xianju or Susan Gundam. Even at his peak, he may only have the strength of 0.39 tails. 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, the strength of 0.29 tails. The reason is very simple, the warm-haired blonde man tried his best to split 9 tails into 2 halves. And in the end, he was stabbed to death with his nails. If the first generation and Lord Madara hear this kind of thing, they will definitely be laughed at. The 5th Hokage Tsunade, the main employee, has neither the wood style or Susan Gundam of the first generation, nor the blessing of the forbidden techniques such as the Ghoul Seal or Impure World Reincarnation. A strange force and the Baihao technique have survived to this day. The 4th Hokage can still deal with the super large-tailed beast bomb himself, but Tsunade can't. At best, Tsunade can only have the strength of the 5 tails of 9 tails. As for the 6th Hokage Kakashi, pure soy sauce, only one Hokage for the transition. If Kamui Sharingan is not used, the force is estimated to be as strong as 9 tails with 3 tails. But it's hard to say if Kamui is used. After all, Kakashi's Kamui Sharingan nearly killed even 10 tails. Yefeng, although I know that you are very strong, but are you really okay? This time, the opponent is 9 tails. Konan's eyes moved and she asked worriedly. The rest did not dare to speak. Even Obito, the mastermind behind the Akatsuki organization, can't bring himself to say that he has the strength to fight the 9 tails hand to hand. Where is the limit of Yefeng's strength? Don't worry about this, I have my own measure. Yefeng patted Naruto on the shoulder. What does the guy say on your stomach? Naruto, he said you're a brat who isn't afraid of death, he'll let you taste pain. Then you're ready. Naruto nodded, no problem, let the horse come. With the thought, Yefeng surpassed the perfect observation haki, mixed with his ominous and full-bodied Arrancar zero pressure, and madly ran off. In this instant, the entire Xiao organization, no, even the streets and villages 2 to 3 kilometers from the Xiao organization's base felt a shocking aura, pressing the heart. Those with little stamina fell on the spot. On the streets of the Rain Shinobi village, dozens of people fell in the blink of an eye. This impulse is. My God, what the hell is this? Chakra air pressure. Xiao organized a group of people who had never seen the world. No wonder Yefeng obviously uses observation haki, which is a perception and detection function. But now, let him use the effect of Conqueror's haki. The closest Kakashi and Kakozu almost fainted from his aura. If you fight here, the base can be destroyed. Let's change it. With a casual jerk, Yefeng created a dark tunnel in the air. Leading Akatsuki and the people, they came to a deserted mountain stream in the land of Earth. Yefeng and Naruto stood on the gobe, while the people from the Akatsuki organization watched from a distance in the sky. The invisible impulse rolled and surged into the air. The earth seemed to shake. In the end, Yefeng's thought turned into a sharp spear, which went straight into Naruto's inner world. Instead of relying on the power of the Sharingan pupil, relying only on his mental power, he forcibly broke through Naruto's spirit defense. Seal the cage. A shallow water stain. The air is thin, and the dark red glow goes straight down and up, realistic. A gigantic fox demon with an incomparably huge physique, nearly 100 meters in size, was haunting Yefeng's cage. The 2 blood-red eyes glowed with strange hatred, as if they were going to devour people. Little devil. Nine Tails groaned, unable to hide his surprise. It's obviously not an Uchiha tribe, it's not a Sharingan or Rinnegan, but it can invade Naruto's body. And the aura that this guy exudes, is extremely dull and unfortunate. It's not like a human being at all. Little devil. Who are you? Nine Tails lowered his voice, looking at the man in front of him with a hint of watchfulness in his eyes. But Yefeng's attention was not on Nine Tails at the moment, but on an empty panel in front of him. Ding. You have completed the options and you will be rewarded 20 times MP. After seeing this reward, the corners of Yefeng's mouth turned up slightly. This time, helping Naruto tame the tailed beast also triggered the system option. The first option is to go to Cloud Shinobi village to find Killer Bee and ask him to help teach you how to control the tailed beast. The second option is for Yefeng to find a solution on his own. Of course, Yefeng chose the one with the best rewards. 20 times MP. This equates to 20 times more blue, 20 times more chakra, Ryotsu. In the past, although his mana could not be said to be poor, it could not be said to be rich either. It is estimated that the amount of chakra is similar to that of Sasuke and Uchiha Itachi. In the case of the Thunder Gun, if you release it 15 or 6 times, you will feel very tired. But now it is different. 20 times MP. What does this mean? Thunder Spear, Wang Su's Flash, this kind of large-scale destructive technique, he can cast more than 300 times at a time. It can't be called a map gun anymore, it should be called a map bomber. Nine Tails, I'll give you a chance. After putting the panels away, Yefeng began to make final negotiations with the Nine Tails. What possibility? You didn't have a choice before, but now you have a chance to be a good person, now give it up and give Naruto chakra before it's too late. These words seemed to touch the reverse scales of Nine Tails, and he immediately became angry. I've been imprisoned for over 80 years, and now you want me to bow down to you humans? Brat, don't be so arrogant. I can smash you with one finger. After hearing this, Yefeng basically understood that the negotiation had broken down. Okay then, I will use my strength to ask you to obediently surrender your strength. Naruto, go tear off the seal. Naruto nodded and then jumped, but the moment his hand touched the seal symbol, a yellow flash appeared out of nowhere, stopping him instantly. You are. The moment he saw this man, Naruto immediately reacted. Namikaze Minato. This is his father. You are my father. Namikaze Minato was stunned for a moment, but immediately flashed a characteristic gentle smile. Naruto, you've grown up. The Namikaze Minato in front of me right now is a beam of consciousness that Namikaze Minato sealed into Naruto during the Nine Tails Rebellion. It only has certain settings, just like activating a certain mechanism in the game will bring in the boss. Behavior and thought are not a complete personality, and they are completely different from ontology. At this time, this Namikaze Minato, the trigger of the trigger, is Naruto touching the seal talisman. When Naruto's spirit is tortured, and finally bewitched by Nine Tails, when he wants to break the seal, this clone of Minato will appear. So his thought, consciousness, and language have only one purpose, which is to make Naruto stop breaking the seal. Minato, you bastard. Nine Tails looked at Namikaze Minato in disgust, but in the next second, whoosh! A white-green beam of light flashed, instantly knocking out the Minato clone without a trace. And it was Yefeng who released this ray of light? This. Not only Naruto, but even the Nine Tails are in awe. What happened? Isn't this one of us? Isn't Namikaze Minato the father of Uzumaki Naruto? Yefeng even hit his own people? The legendary Konoha Shining, really fucking disappeared after a flash. Boss Yefeng, you. Naruto was about to say a few words, but Yefeng took him a step forward, explaining, this isn't your real father, he's just a ghost. If you want to see your real father, hurry up and remove the seal, don't waste time. Naruto paused for half a second and immediately ran to the Nine Tails cage. So. Ripped off stamp symbol covered with tadpole characters. This moment. In the Gobi Desert, the land of the land outside the spirit world, a violent force roared. The red-orange chakra is like a volcanic eruption, which falls all over the mountain in an instant. Then, in the monstrous chakra flames, a giant-tailed beast with a length of 100 meters and 9 tails trembling frantically appeared in full view. Is this Nine Tails? This is amazing. How can humans match such an exaggerated tailed beast? A group of people from the Akatsuki organization was terrified. After all, the one below is Nine Tails, the strongest tailed beast in the ninja world. And Jinchuriki appeared like a rampage. You should know that in the original book, the only full-bodied tailed beasts that the Akatsuki organization has faced are 3 tails and 8 tails. Among them, 3 tails is docile and non-threatening. 8 tails was tied up by Jinchuriki and lost his savagery. But this 9 tails, he has been incarcerated for 10 years, and has been rediscovered today. It is the most primitive and violent wild posture. A crazy wolf is scary, let alone a tailed beast with a length of 100 meters and the ability to destroy the world. Not good. He's gathering the tailed beast bomb, run away. Deidara yelled, and all the members of the Akatsuki organization near Haikyang fled and scattered to the surrounding areas. The tyrannical ferocity of the Nine Tails was fully aroused. With all 4 of its paws glued to the ground, it crouched on the ground, looking up at the sky as it roared upwards, and it opened its mouth wide. At the same time, the 9 tails behind him stood up. A ball of black energy condensed in front of his front door, and then countless high-density chakras of yin and yang attributes gathered into one point, and the black energy ball rapidly expanded and became larger and larger. Tailed Beast Bomb. With the appearance of the Tailed Beast Bomb, a strong depression and a strong feeling of suffocation filled all the spaces around him. So, a mighty wind and wave swept in front, and the Tailed Beast Bomb exploded a sonic boom like a projectile, shooting straight into the sky. This moment, the air even suddenly sank. Subsequently, roaring and shaking. Boom. A huge explosion tore through the sky, and the huge mountain burst out of a huge hole. The whole battlefield. The sky collapsed, the sun and moon dimmed, the mountains and rivers receded, and the vegetation died. At the same time, Iwagakur, the land country, is more than 100 kilometers from the place where Nine Tails went berserk. Huge vibrations and explosions came from the ground. What happened? The third Tsuchikage Onoji's face was shocked and the cup of tea in his hand fell. The Lois and black earth around them also showed expressions of shock and horror. This movement. Is it an earthquake? Master Tsuchikage. At that moment, an Umbu rushed into Tsuchikage's office. Just now, a tailed beast bomb flew out from the west, crashing into 3 mountains one after another. The earthquake was caused by him. What? Tailed beast bomb. Onoji subconsciously reacted that the Earth's Jinchuriki went berserk. But after only a moment, he dismissed the idea. Lao Zi is one of the few Jinchuriki in the ninja world who can communicate with tailed beasts, and he has already obtained some of the power of tailed beasts, so it should be impossible to run away. The tailed beast bomb that can produce such great destructive power is definitely not a simple Jinchuriki rampage, maybe it's a large-scale rampage. Onaki's face darkened, and he immediately activated the ultralight rock weight technique, and the black soil and Lois followed suit. The 3 of them flew towards the source at the fastest speed. In the place, the tailed beast bomb's momentum continued, the sky full of sand, dust, and gravel crashed, the ground trembled, and cracks more than 10 meters wide spread thickly. This power is too amazing. A group of ninjas organized by Xiao, those who can fly into the sky will never be on the ground, and those who can lie down will never stand up. Most of the people here have never seen the real Nine Tails rampage, but have only heard of the Konoha Nine Tails rebellion. Looking at it today, it really deserves its reputation. With such exaggerated combat power, it's no wonder the 4th Hokage loses. You should know that in the original book, Pain didn't defeat Nine Tails. And that one is still hairless. With such exaggerated combat power, how can Yefeng defeat him? Conan silently sweated for Yefeng. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that Yefeng had made a mistake. Nine Tails, he's simply a monster that can't be faced head-on. Obtaining the power of the tailed beast is even more absurd. Gililililil. land. A muffled moan left the Nine-Tails' throat. The smoke and dust dissipated, and a black figure floated in front of Nine-Tails. The physical gap between the two sides is extremely large. It's like a person and a glass of water. Tisk tisk, you really deserve to be the leader of the nine-tailed beasts. The destructive power is really amazing, but the accuracy is not that good. Yefeng did not panic at all, standing in the sky. But at this moment, Nine-Tails' pupils were wide open, bursting with anger. With Naruto's body, Nine-Tails spoke human language. Your biggest miscalculation was letting me out. As far as I know, in this day and age, no one has been able to fight me face to face. Also, you're not from the Uchiha clan. And Yefeng sneered, clasped his fingers together lightly, and a thin spear burning with dark green ryotsu flames floated out of thin air into his hand. What is it? Do you think you want to subdue me with that kind of ninjutsu? If you really want to fight, bring out the Senju Hashirama level wood-style ninjutsu. Nine-Tails was instantly furious. The tyranny in the blood-colored beast eyes slightly decreased, and the crazy chakras surged up, suddenly condensing in front of Nine-Tails. In just a moment, a black and purple-tailed beast bomb appeared again. The members of the Akatsuki organization who climbed up the rock took a deep breath. They could feel that the tailed beast bomb condensed by Nine-Tails this time had a stronger chakra concentration than now. Not to mention if he can hit Yefeng head-on, such a huge sphere flies up in an instant, and the wind pressure taken out is enough to kill people. Die, brat. This is the price you pay for looking down on tailed beasts. Boom. Whoosh. Almost at the same instant, the huge black and purple-tailed beast bomb and the dark green spear in Yefeng's hand shot out together. Two completely disproportionate bodies of energy collided in midair. At this moment, the space on the scene was suddenly condensed, the sky and the earth were exaggerated to be extremely heavy, and there was a depressive solemnity in all directions. So. Boom. A huge explosion that nearly destroyed the world exploded in midair. The atmosphere suddenly sank, and the ground roared and trembled. The entire ground, the mountains were completely destroyed, and a huge pit with a radius of up to 20 kilometers appeared. Immediately after, a rain of dark green weapons rained down from the sky, making explosive roars on the ground. Far up in the air, Onoji, Black Soil, and Lois are flying towards the side at high speed. But who would have expected that when they were about to arrive, there would be another huge explosion? The shockwave even sent all three of them flying. If Onoki's estimate is not incorrect, if the explosion just happened in Yanying village, the entire village would probably be gone. What is the situation? Onoki had a grim and serious face. Could it be that the two-tailed beasts are fighting? Otherwise, how could someone prevent the tailed beast's bomb release and let it detonate? But at this moment, Heitu's expression suddenly changed, and his entire body trembled slightly. She screamed in horror, "Grandpa! It seems that someone is bombarding the tailed beast." In the place, the huge explosion continues to resound. Nine-Tails only fired two-tailed beast bombs, but on Yefeng's side, the weapons rained down like rain. The thunder spear encircled his arms and shot downward. Each shot hit Nine-Tails' body, making him unable to straighten up. You bastard! What kind of technique is this? Why is he so powerful? Nine-Tails, showered in the gunfire, roared in horror. The power of Yefeng's technique is no less than that of Uchiha Madara Susanoo, it was actually suppressed. Bastard, stop. On Yefeng's side, who cares about the howl of Nine-Tails? Like a fighter jet firing, all the shells in his body spilled out. Thunder Spear. Thunder Spear. 0. Wang Su's Flash. Wang Su's Flash. Thunder Spear. Thunder Spear. Very far. Under the shroud of more than 10 lights of denial, the Akatsuki members successfully avoided the aftermath of the crash. But at this moment, everyone's faces were filled with expressions of seeing a ghost. Yefeng. Is he really human? Suzuki swallowed in disbelief, his eyes terrified. Others reacted in the same way. The combat power that Yefeng displayed just now was simply not on the same level as them. Imagine, a cat-sized creature unleashes ninjutsu capable of destroying entire skyscrapers. Not far, above the sky. Onaki and the others were also dumbfounded. Dazzled. Onaki rubbed his eyes vigorously and looked at the ground again. She only felt a tingling on her scalp and her heart almost stopped beating. In this age, is there anyone who can fight Nine Tails? In my memory, there are only two people in history who can do such a thing. Onoki was talking about Hashirama and Madara, of course. But those two people still need to rely on huge summoning bodies, such as Wood-Styles Wooden Golem, Susan Gundam. Only then are they qualified to fight with Nine Tails. But now, Grandpa, it seems to be someone from the Akatsuki organization. Haito was nervous when he saw Yefeng's Shanyun uniform. And there are several members of the Akatsuki organization around. This man is so strong. Haito's heart was pounding, he couldn't help but want to get closer to see Yefeng's face. In the place. Under the high pressure and heavy artillery fire, Nine Tails fell to the ground. No matter how strong the tailed beast is, if it eats 100 thunder guns in a row, it won't be able to stand it. You bastard, haha. Nine Tails lay on his side, panting heavily. How much chakra do you have? Could it be the same as Hashirama, using fairy magic? Yefeng smiled slightly and once again gathered lightning in the palm of his hand. It's not too much, anyway, I'm full. After finishing speaking, another 20 thunder guns were thrown. Nine Tails could barely take it anymore. I thought that after I got out, I might wreak havoc in the ninja world, but I didn't expect to be suppressed and beaten by Yefeng. For a split second Nine Tails wondered if he was fighting Senju Hashirama. Endless chakra, ninjutsu until you can't breathe. This person is very strong. Finally, after enduring almost 200 lightning shots, Nine Tails was completely overwhelmed and lost stamina. Stop. Speak if you have something to say. Don't use that technique again. Nine Tails didn't expect him to say those words. But don't say no. If he continues to suffer, he will probably be beaten to death. Oh? Are you willing to give in? Yefeng smiled strangely and exploded the thunder spear in his hand. I just want me to provide that brat with chakra, right? It's fine, I promise. You can stop now. Nine Tails lay on his back, covering his face with his hands. He was afraid that Yefeng would throw lightning if he did not agree with each other. This is what you said, not what I made you do, and what you say counts. Nine Tails. Yefeng slowly floated down and floated over the Nine Tails facade. Then I'm going to seal you again now. Remember your promise just now, otherwise I can ask Naruto to break the seal at any time and repeat what happened today. Nine Tails nodded in horror. Let me come back quick, can I give it to you? Yefeng's hands flew like lightning, and he quickly sealed, sealing technique 8 sign seal. Within seconds of the operation, the Nine Tails body shrank and gathered itself, shrinking and shrinking. He finally changed back to Naruto. That. At this moment, Deidara next to him suddenly yelled. What are you doing? They all turned their heads in confusion. Yefeng. He just used ninjutsu. Hearing this, other people also reacted one after another, showing more or less a touch of surprise. Yeah. Yefeng just used ninjutsu. They have known Yefeng for so long and finally saw each other use a technique that they had seen before. Naruto, how are you feeling? Yefeng walked up to Naruto and asked. It seems a bit strange. With the thought, Naruto was immediately surrounded by orange chakra. Then the skin fell off, and 6 tails stretched out from behind, turning into a dark red humanoid-tailed beast. Forward. What is six tails? Where is Jinming? Ye Feng couldn't laugh or cry seeing Naruto turned into such an inhuman and ghostly appearance. Good guy, co-author of what Nine Tails said to Naruto Chakra just now, not completely. But no matter what, Naruto in this form is also quite effective. Naruto, let everyone see your power. Naruto gave birth to 2 arms of chakra, then gathered the chakra of yin and yang attributes, and released a small-tailed beast bomb. Boom! A deep pit exploded on the ground, although not as good as the original tailed beast bomb, but the power is already considerable, stronger than the Raise Non. I feel so much stronger. I can even punch Sasuke. Naruto yelled excitedly. At this moment, Sasuke in the distance has a look of envy, jealousy, and hate. Naruto. Is this getting stronger? Just get over yourself? What the hell, I practiced hard ninjutsu, put in hardship and sweat, and as a result, Naruto made Ye Feng beat me up, and I became stronger than me. Are you still talking about it? At this moment, Naruto slowly descended from the sky, and Ye Feng began to turn, rushing towards Onaki's direction at high speed. No, they found us out. Haito was shocked and wanted to run away immediately. But how could he surpass Ye Feng? Broke. Haito only felt a gust of wind blowing behind him, and then his hands became hot, and he was unable to fly immediately. Looking back, it was Ye Feng, and he was holding her hand. Hey you, let me go. Black Earth's face was flushed. Because he didn't expect Ye Feng to be quite handsome. The youthful face, the dark pupils, still grabbed his hand at the critical moment, this feeling. Who did I think it was? It turned out to be the shadow of a leg. Shadow leg. Onoki was surprised. Who are you calling? Is this child illiterate? Young man, I am the third Akatsuki of the Earth of Earth, I am honored to meet you, please be polite. Onoki did not dare to put on airs in front of Ye Feng. What the hell, he just witnessed the battle between Ye Feng and Nine Tails with his own eyes, beating Nine Tails alive, can you believe it? If you don't pretend to be a grandson right now, when will you expect? Oh I know, you're Akatsuki Onoji. Ye Feng said happily, but still did not let go of her hand. Haito's face turned more and more crimson. She wanted to break free again, but she didn't dare, so Ye Feng could only grab her. Onoki swallowed and said a little nervously, young man, you should be a member of the Akatsuki organization by the looks of your clothes. Are you the leader? No, I'm the organization's recruiter. Recruitment. A look of surprise appeared on Haitokiao's face. Ye Feng chuckled, that's right, recruitment. Now our Xiao organization is in dire need of talents. Your big brother Deidara has already joined. Do you want to think about it? Me? You, what are you kidding? Haito's face continued to blush, and at this moment, Deidara quickly flew from a distance on a large bird. Ye Feng. Ah. Haito, old man, why are you here? Deidara recognized several older people at a glance. He is Onoki's apprentice, and Haito is his younger sister. Deidara. You bastard. Onoki was about to explode and cursed Deidara, a traitor. But suddenly it stopped again. Nima, there is a monster-level figure next to you. Well, don't be presumptuous. Never humiliate your teammates in front of Ye Feng. Then, as the words reached his lips, Onoji changed his words again, Deidara. Bastard. How are you doing recently? Hearing this, Deidara felt a bit confused for a moment, very, very good. Onoki, well, that's good. When you're alone, you should take care of yourself, especially in the organization. Don't bother Ye Feng Tian. You should communicate more with the members, help each other, and make the relationship harmonious, you know. Hearing this, The three people on the scene, Heitu, Huangtu, and Yefeng, were all stunned. After all, he is a treacherous old fox who has lived for more than 90 years, turning his face faster than turning a book. Look what it's like to be afraid now. But Deidara didn't notice this at all. He thought that Onaki and Yefeng were acquaintances. Otherwise, why would Yefeng suddenly rush over and grab his little sister's hand? Yefeng, why are you holding Haito's hand? Have you fallen in love with her? Haito's face instantly turned red to the base of his neck. Deidara. Don't talk nonsense, be careful, I'll kill you. After speaking, he secretly looked at Yefeng's face. Yes, I have fallen in love with her and I am going to attract her to the group. Yefeng said seriously, our organization is full of old people, and Konan is only a woman. We should find a way to expand the female members, otherwise Yang Sheng shameless. Hearing this, De Yemu, Haitu, and Huangtu panicked. Is Yefeng serious? They just casually came out to see the fun, but the black earth was about to be taken away. Haito's face also turned pale with panic. Yefeng looked at her and asked seriously, how is it? Do you want to consider joining our organization? Food and housing are taken care of, and the salary is good. If you join now, you can also give yourself some stock options. A village official or something. Haitu was so flustered that the hand held by Yefeng trembled slightly. She said with a trembling voice, for example, if I say no, will they kill me? It will not. Then I'd better deny myself. Yefeng was silent for a while, and after silently staring at Haitu for 7 to 8 seconds, he released his hand. Well, I have never forced people. However, this does not mean that I have given up. I still love you very much. If you change your mind, you can come to me at any time. After hearing Yefeng's words, it was like a confession. Haitu's heart pounded wildly and she almost fainted. What is the situation? I want? Is he seductive or is he recruiting? After Yefeng said goodbye to Haitu, he jumped onto Deidara's flying bird. Deidara also said goodbye to several of his old acquaintances. I'm leaving, old man. Try to live as long as possible and watch us rewrite this ninja world. And little sister. I'm looking forward to joining you. After speaking, the two left on the bird. Only the great wildwood and Lois covered in cold sweat, and the disturbed black soil were left in the wind. Sorry, I have something to do today, I'll update tomorrow. Xiao's organizational base. Naruto is practicing human ninjutsu with the undead duo. Right now, Naruto has the power of 6 tails given by 9 tails. But because Naruto has no real combat experience at all, and has not even learned decent ninjutsu, the strength of the 6 tails can only be used at most 2. But even so, it was much better than the tail of the previous garbage crane that knew nothing. With the tailwind, Naruto could even fight Kakuzu multiple times. But at this moment, Urju's face was not very attractive on the dais far away. Full of anger, lack of will and jealousy. You know, when he was in Konoha village, Urju's was always called a genius. Admired by his peers. But now, rushing to the Akatsuki organization, not a month has passed yet, and Naruto the tail of the crane surpassed him. I feel very uncomfortable. Oh Doudou. Is your obsession with getting stronger really that deep? Uchiha Itachi in the distance, he sees everything. He sensed Sasuke's dissatisfaction, but couldn't do anything about it. Original text in. According to Uchiha Itachi's method, it will take him 2-3 years to turn Sasuke into a quasi-cage level strongman. But who knew, it took only a day for Yefeng to achieve this kind of thing. Who can bear this? If he was Uchiha Itachi, he wouldn't reconcile. It seems that the only way to find him is. After Uchiha Itachi secretly made up his mind, he went up the stairs to the base. Right now, Yefeng was making the next organization plan with Konan Kakashi and the others. After seeing Uchiha Itachi open the door, they stopped arguing. "What's happening?" Yefeng said calmly, turning a pen in her hand. Uchiha Itachi wiggled his fingers slightly and seemed to struggle in his heart for a while, before seriously saying, "I want to ask, does my little brother Sasuke have any special abilities? Of course, I don't mean the potential of ordinary Uchiha people, or Sharingan. I mean, does he have abilities like Naruto's mouth exhaust or Kakashi's 50-50 physique?" "Why are you asking this all of a sudden?" Kakashi looked puzzled. "Because Sasuke became very depressed after seeing Naruto become so strong. If this continues, I'm afraid he'll lose his fighting spirit." After Uchiha Itachi's words came out, Konan and Yefeng looked at each other. Tisk tisk, he really is the #1 Brahman in the ninja world. Uchiha Itachi doesn't seem to have cared about his own business in this life, he's thinking about his brother. Sasuke's special ability. Yefeng dragged his chin, thinking. There is one, but that kind of ability shouldn't help him get stronger. Oh really? Kakashi was stunned for a moment. Nima, after him and Naruto, does Sasuke have special powers again? He's watched Sasuke for so long, how come he's never noticed? Uchiha Itachi's eyes flickered and he asked, "So, what kind of ability is he?" "Pretend to escape." They all frowned, showing puzzled expressions. After Ziwi-dun and 50-50 physical, now there is another one pretending to escape? What's happening? Uchiha Itachi's face was a little tangled, and his lips moved slightly. Well, what is pretending to be? Excuse my superficial knowledge, I've never heard of it. The corners of Yefeng's mouth turned up slightly, hands behind his back, he walked in front of Uchiha Itachi with long strides. The so-called escapism refers to the avoidance technique of pretending. But this kind of escapism has no real lethality, and can even be said to be non-threatening at all. The sole function of this ability is to cause Sasuke to get slapped across the face. The more you fake it, the harder you hit your face. This is a certainty, or rather, a curse. After hearing Yefeng's words, the faces of Uchiha Itachi and the others not only suddenly did not see the light, but became more and more confused. What the hell? Fake escapism. And the more you pretend, the harder you hit your face? What the hell? Does the ninja world still have this kind of escapism? Sasuke's escapism doesn't seem to have any practical significance. Kakuzu to the side sighed quietly. When Yefeng talked about Naruto and Kakashi's special abilities earlier, they were scary just listening. But Sasuke this. It doesn't feel good. Uchiha Itachi's face twitched slightly, he seemed to be in disbelief at Yefeng's words. His younger brother is also a member of the Uchiha clan. In terms of talent, he is definitely one of the best in the ninja world. But now, what kind of pretense is coming? It's still a bit tasteless. It's a bit unacceptable. Yefeng, does my brother really have no other abilities? And this pretending to escape? Isn't that too far off the mark? The corner of Yefeng's mouth twitched, don't you think so? If you don't believe it, we can try. This is right on the point of Uchiha Itachi, he just wants to see Sasuke's pretense with his own eyes, otherwise what if Yefeng is bluffing? A group of people immediately walked towards the training room of the base. Right now, the second pillar was still attached to the outside, glaring at Naruto angrily. His jealous and sour breath could be smelled by everyone from afar. Now let you see Erzu's pretense. Kakashi, go teach Sasuke Arakiri first. Kakashi nodded and immediately went to contact Sasuke. What? Are you going to teach me Raikiri? The surprised expression on Sasuke's face couldn't be stopped. Lightning Raikiri style, he used this technique when he saw Kakashi fight against Zabuzan and others. It is a powerful lightning style ninjutsu. At least rank S. Well, that's what Yefeng meant. Sasuke looked up, Yefeng, Konan, Kakuzu. And his older brother was standing above watching. Okay then, please teach me seriously. Because the 3 Tomo Sharingan have been activated, in addition to the teaching of Uchiha Itachi. The current talent of Sasuke's learning ability has been pushed to the upper limit. So it only took a few days and he learned more or less Reikari. A frenzied wave of chakras spread out, and the chirping and chirping sound was endless. In Sasuke's hands, a group of solid lightning began to condense, like 1,000 birds singing together. This. Did you learn it? Not only Kakashi, but a group of organization members watching the excitement were dumbstruck. For a normal ninja to learn a level D ninjutsu, it would take at least 10.5 days a month. But Reikari, this is an S-rank ninjutsu. I actually learned it in less than a week. Everyone couldn't help but feel a lot of excitement. Reincarnation is really a technical job. They're also ninjas, why are the Uchiha so good? It's so unfair. Yefeng, what should I do next? Kakashi went back upstairs after completing the task. Yefeng was not in a hurry, you don't need to operate it, the feigned escape has already started, just wait and see the reaction of the second pillar. A group of people hold their breath and look at Sasuke below. The original Sasuke wasn't much different before. But gradually, strange things happened. I saw Sasuke keep releasing Reikari, his expression gradually distorted and he went berserk. In the end, I laughed out loud. Ha 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 ha. Is this the S-rank lightning style ninjutsu? The power is too strong. Ha 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 ha. With this technique, to defeat Naruto. After going berserk, Sasuke's expression instantly changed. Get fierce and evil. Even Kakashi, who was 10 meters away, could clearly feel the murderous aura emanating from him. What is this Sasuke guy going to do? They were all amazed. Because most teachers are good at hiding murderous intent. A rookie like Sasuke, who isn't afraid to reveal his killing intent, means he's really going to kill him. Don't worry, the second pillar is about to start. Keep your eyes open and watch, this is the forced escape outbreak. As if they had made a deal, Yefeng just finished speaking. Sasuke immediately pointed at Naruto with one hand and said angrily. Naruto, I want to challenge you. Hearing this, Naruto froze for a moment, feeling a bit unbelievable. In the past, he took the initiative to challenge Sasuke, but the other party ignored him. How did it change today? Okay. I also want to do 2 tricks with you. Let me see the ninjutsu I just practiced. Naruto gleefully put on an air, Sasuke's mouth curved, and after a cold snort, he threw Reikari with his right hand, killing him instantly. On Naruto's side, he activated the power of the tailed beast, and 3 long dark red tails protruded from his back, and the skin on his entire body fell off, revealing the dark red blood vessels. Boom! The two immediately collided. One of Naruto's chakra tails was vaporized by Reikari. Sasuke was overjoyed and immediately prepared to cast Reikari a second time. But in the next second, 2 huge tails swooped down, Sasuke instantly vomited a mouthful of blood and flew away. Everyone was stunned. They thought that Sasuke could defeat Naruto by roaring so loud. Worst of all, I had some tricks with Naruto. They turned out to be seconds. Yefeng calmly clasped his hands together and said, there is a good saying, you can't be too arrogant, it's easy to get slapped in the face. The trick to pretending to be evasive is that the harder Sasuke pretends, the harder you get slapped in the face. All. Uchiha Itachi slightly clenched his fist and said a little reluctantly, maybe it's just a simple difference in strength. Yefeng snorted coldly and said, no, because I didn't say it before, so you think so. Pretending to escape, in fact, the same as Zuidun and 50-50 physique, it is an existence that surpasses the Sharingan, Bin, and Rinnegan. If the first layer of this ninjutsu is activated, it will increase confidence by 80%, ridicule by 50%, illusion resistance by 100%, and reduce the damage of all physical ninjutsu by 30%. If you use the second layer of mystery, it will increase 200% confidence and 100% taunt, but physical ninjutsu damage will be reduced by 70%, 100% resistance to illusion selection and 10% power will be repelled to the caster. If the ultimate escape artist is used, 90% of the chakra will be consumed, the physical damage of the ninjutsu will be reduced by 99% and the mental damage will be reflected, and a large amount of Suzuki's plasma will be generated. This technique is also unbreakable. As soon as Yefeng's words came out, the entire base was filled with gasps. Deidara, does this technique really have that many effects? And why are they all counterproductive? Haiden, will it lower your attack power after activation? What kind of ninjutsu is this? They were all stupefied. Compared to Naruto and Kakashi's technique, they feel that Suzuki's technique is even more strange. After the cast, the force will automatically decrease. Maybe fine? Uchiha Itachi clenched his fists, still looking a little reluctant to believe it. Own brother? Does Nima carry such a useless ability on her back? What do you think is the use of this ability? Well, might not. Suzuki. Was it really a failure caused by his ability to fake escaping? Could it be a strength issue? Uchiha Itachi was a bit confused and even repeated what he just said. Yefeng was very calm. After a slight smile, he continued, if you don't believe me, can you keep trying and ask someone to teach Suzuki a few tricks? Uchiha Itachi also plans to do it. Kisame, Kakuzu, can I pester you both to give me a hand? Kisame and Kakuzu have a good relationship with Uchiha Itachi. So I gladly accepted it. Also, do you also want to see if Suzuki pretending to be an escape is real? Another week passed quickly. With the help of the three, Suzuki learned the S-level water-style ninjutsu Shui prison shark dance, and Kakuzu's earth grievance manipulation technique. It's just that the heart is borrowed from Kakuzu. The rest of the people gathered to see the play. To be frank, even if Naruto has mastered the power of 9 tails, it is at best the strength of a 3 tails Jinchuriki. You should know that Xiao organizes a team of 2 to hunt Jinchuriki with less than 7 tails. Suzuki now has so many powerful ninjutsu in his body, it stands to reason that he should be able to easily defeat the novice Naruto. Suzuki thought so too. He secretly clenched his fist. Killing intent seethed in his eyes. Pointing at Naruto proudly, he said dismissively. This time, I will definitely be able to defeat you. Let you know the gap between geniuses and ordinary people. In the name of Uchiha. The moment when Suzuki finished speaking. Yefeng above shook his head and sighed, it's over. Everyone was puzzled, what? Yefeng shook his head as he explained, Suzuki should be able to win this time, but he started pretending to run away again, so he will definitely lose. Sure enough, shortly after Yefeng finished speaking, the situation on the battlefield turned one-sided. Naruto, who could only master the 3-tailed force, unexpectedly mastered the 4-tailed force in a heaven-defying manner during battle. Hit Suzuki and smash him to the ground. Seeing the distraught Urjuzi on the ground, the air in the entire Xiao organization base nearly froze. Everyone was shocked and speechless. Especially Uchiha Itachi, shocked, puzzled, embarrassed. He was obviously well prepared, and even secretly used the power of the Sharingan pupil to help intervene in the battle. But in the end, Odaodu still lost. Suzuki. He really pretends to be evasive. On Yefeng's side, he also helplessly sighed, expressing that he was a bit helpless. Suzuki pretends to escape is famous all over the world. Even he can't figure it out? Suzuki pretended to be the most ruthless and received the cruelest beating. In the original book, Suzuki and Lee face off, Xiaoli considers Sasuke his worst enemy and is full of respect for Sasuke. But Sasuke didn't take Xiaoli seriously and started to pretend. As a result, after Xiaoli took off the weight, Sasuke was choked and beaten by Xiaoli in various ways, and Sasuke thought that he was under an illusion. Later, when he met Deidara, Sasuke pretended to use the illusion to control Deidara, but didn't expect Deidara to control him instead, and was nearly killed by C4 Garuda. Later, when he faced Uchiha Itachi, how crazy was Sasuke when he found Itachi? His face was twisted. But in the actual battle, he gradually stopped laughing. I thought he was strong and felt like he could completely crush Itachi, but after crushing the lightning-style Kylin, I saw Itachi standing on Susanoo intact, and when he walked towards him, he completely collapsed. Okay. Loud screaming, feeling almost scared to death. Later, when they went to capture Eight Tails, Shangyun was wearing a cool uniform. As a result, Killer Bee beat Sasuke with just swordsmanship from start to finish, and Team Hawk was nearly wiped out by Killer Bee. In the 5-cage conference, one person dares to directly kill the 5-cage conference, and even said that I will kill all of them. As a result, Wu Ying did not speak too harshly when facing Urjuzu, and it was a fat beating if he started directly. Even if you drive Susanoo, you can't avoid the fate of being hit. The 4th Raikage would rather punch Sasuke than a hand. In the end, if Obito had not arrived on time, I am afraid that Urjuzu would have to confess to being there. There was also a fight with Lord Madara, yelling that you are a human from the ancient era, that you should stay on the ground, etc., but in the end, Lord Madara stabbed the center of the heart with a sword and sent it away on the spot. Pretending to escape, theoretically speaking, is also a very invincible ninjutsu. Even I can't break it? Ye Feng spread his hands, expressing his helplessness. The rest are confused. To be honest, seeing Sasuke getting hit over and over again made them feel uncomfortable. Pretending to escape on Sasuke feels like he's been cursed, which is really understandable. It turned out to be so. Uchiha Itachi clenched his fists angrily, his heart filled with sadness. Could it be that my brother? Can't you walk the path of being a strong man in this life? Not necessarily. Ye Feng's sudden sentence made Uchiha Itachi's heart tremble. Is there a way? Yes, but you need to cooperate. Ye Feng made a finger and asked Uchiha Itachi to come over, and then whispered a few words in his ear. After hearing Ye Feng's plan, Uchiha Itachi was shocked at first, but he immediately respected Ye Feng. Actually, there is such a method. This method can be said to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. It can not only increase your brother's combat power instantly, but also cure your disease. I can also win 2 great strengths at the same time. But I did not help in vain. The condition is that you 2 brothers have to obey my orders in the future. Hearing this, all the members of the Akatsuki organization on the scene were shocked. Only Pain and Obito seemed unhappy. What the hell, Ye Feng is already dancing like this now. Poach people directly in front of the 2? The 2 of them are the leaders of the organization. What does it mean to let the 2 Uchiha brothers hear it? Doesn't this mean that he wants to seek power and usurp the throne? Even so, the 2 did not speak. Everyone held their breath and waited for Ye Feng to operate. On the practice field, Sasuke held his chest in pain and gasped. Damn it, Naruto, I must. At that moment, a voice came from above Sasuke's head. Sasuke, look here. Sasuke looked up in surprise, only to see his older brother and Ye Feng floating in the air. However, just as everyone was watching the 2 of them closely, waiting for their next move, suddenly, Ye Feng took out a gleaming machete at lightning speed. Then cut it with a knife. Blew it. Blood splattered on the spot. Uchiha Itachi was beheaded and beheaded. This moment, time seems to stop. The entire base of the Xiao organization was silent, and needles could be heard. Even an idiot like Naruto stood there stupidly, with a look of astonishment and bewilderment. A moment later, the entire base suddenly shook. There were shouts and exclamations. What happened? Itachi is dead. Yefeng killed Itachi. I trust. A group of people were afraid to pee. The two of them were talking and laughing right now, discussing how to make Sasuke stronger. In the blink of an eye, Yefeng slashed at Uchiha Itachi with his backhand. And it is the type that directly decapitates, separates the body and decapitates, and cannot be rescued. FK. Seeing such a horrible scene, even a person like Obito couldn't help but scold. On the floor, Sasuke looked bored, as if he hadn't realized what had happened. He finally woke up when Uchiha Itachi's head rolled to his feet. Then, there was a howl like a pig. Sasuke's cry was so tragic and heroic that everyone's heart went numb. Threw up. After screaming for a while, Sasuke was so scared that he vomited on the spot because he couldn't take the huge impact. But while being stimulated, what Sasuke didn't notice was that strong chakra overflowed from his brain and poured into his eyes. Okay, have you thrown up enough? Yefeng looked at Sasuke with disdain. For this second pillar, it's okay if you like to pretend, but your psychological resistance is still very poor. From now on, how will you date him? You bastard, you actually killed Itachi. I am going to kill you. Sasuke followed a pair of blood-red Mangekyo Sharinans, with a lightning-style electric ball in his right hand, and charged towards Yefeng. But the next second, oh! There was a loud bang. Sasuke flew off as fast as he rushed. What are you yelling about? Didn't you just kill your big brother? What's the fuss about? Yefeng said very calmly. He then walked over to Sasuke and lifted him up with one hand, while Platinum Star helped open his eyelids. Well, it worked, you've unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan. Sasuke was stunned. But Obito, who was far away in the sky, suddenly understood in an instant. Could this guy do it on purpose? As a member of the Uchiha tribe, Obito naturally knows the conditions necessary to open Mangekyo. That is witnessing the death of a relative, a loved one. Strong mood swings will cause their brains to secrete a special chakra, which will then activate the Mangekyo Sharingan. That is why the second Hokage has always considered the Uchiha clan as an evil clan. Because the way they want to gain power is a bit too bloody. What is the meaning? Mangekyo Sharingan. Success. Sasuke still had an expression of not being able to find Bei. But Yefeng took his time and floated towards the stands. Which of you has a living person? Boro 1. A group of people were still terrified here, and after hearing Yefeng's words, they did not dare to speak. Even Konan didn't dare to speak. Haiden, do you have 2 sacrifices in your hand? Bring me one. Haiden immediately waved his hand and refused. No, no. I grabbed it and put it away for the night. It will be the evil god's birthday soon. Yefeng's face darkened. Do you want to borrow it? Believe it or not, I will let you and Kakuzu die immediately. Lie. Haiden's throat was sour, and he immediately relented. Okay, okay. I'll lend it to you. Don't use that technique on me. Taking out the sealing scroll, Haiden quickly called the sacrifice. When I handed it over to Yefeng, I didn't hear Sui Sui mutter, I spent a lot of effort to obtain this sacrifice, and you will return it to me when the time comes. Okay, okay, don't say give yourself back 1, you can give yourself back 10. Yefeng carried the human sacrifice and flew to the ground. Then, he cuts off a finger from Uchiha Itachi's body. He then begins to draw a large summoning ninjutsu seal on the ground. Yefeng. What the hell do you want? Xiao organized a group of people, all confused. Yefeng's operation is really amazing, sorry for your misunderstanding. After a few minutes, Yefeng has drawn all the marks of ninjutsu. Then, he stuck Uchiha Itake's finger into the victim's mouth. With his hands flying like lightning, Yefen muttered, summoning the impure world reincarnation. That unfortunate man wrestled and writhed frantically for a while before being covered in dense loess. In an instant, his life was taken from him. Then the clods of earth collapsed, and a man with long hair and red pupils and two ley lines on his face slowly walked out. It was Uchiha Itake who had just been killed. FK. This moment, a group of Akatsuki members watching from a high place had their eyes wide open and their mouths couldn't close in shock. What happened? Itake? Isn't that Uchiha Itake? Why did you come back to life again? Are there two Uchiha Itake on the ground? It's clear. Most of the people present have never seen the impure world reincarnation technique. After all, it was the old second Hokage who invented this technique. And after it was used for the first time, it was listed as a forbidden technique and was sealed for 50 to 60 years. Only Kakozu and Obito, who are well informed and knowledgeable, can divine this technique. You did. After resurrecting, Uchiha Itake immediately asked about Sasuke. In fact, the series of operations at this time was Yefeng's plan. Uchiha Itake was killed to force Sasuke to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan. He then uses impure world reincarnation to revive Uchiha Itake. In this way, both Sasuke can get stronger and Uchiha Itake can get rid of his old body. After all, Uchiha Itake is actually suffering from 10th degree tuberculosis, and it is estimated that he will die in a few years. Now, after using the body turned by dirt, it is infinitely blue, and it will not die, let alone common diseases. Yefen nodded, well, it worked. After all, seeing the death of a loved one is an eye-opener. It's something in your DNA. Uchiha Itake finally softened his expression a bit. When the others heard this, they all looked at the two brothers in shock. They never dreamed that in order to make their brother stronger, Uchiha Itake would even sacrifice his life. What the hell, what is severe Brakon? This is called. Thank you for your hard work. I will keep my promise. From now on, we, the two Uchiha brothers, will follow your orders. Yefen nodded with satisfaction. Today's wave is not bad. He beheaded someone casually, and there were two more younger brothers in the future. And everyone is open up to the little brother. In the future, whoever dares to make a mistake in the organization will let the two directly drive a Gundam to suppress it. It's not enough, just let Uchiha Itake seal the person with a 10-fisted sword. Under the horrified eyes of a group of people, Uchiha Itake walked over to Sasuke, ready to pick up his dead head. It's not enough for Sasuke to simply prescribe the Mangekyo Sharingan. If used continuously it will eventually lead to blindness. At the right time, Uchiha Itake's original eyes should be replaced by Sasuke. It's just that when Uchiha Itake gets close, people get a little awkward. Because his dead head was stained by Sasuke's vomit. Nissan, how could you? Sasuke looked terrified, as if he had seen a ghost. Uchiha Itake did not intend to explain to him, but only silently looked at the dead head on the ground and said seriously. Sasuke, lift my head and wash it. In the dead of night, the rain in the land of rain is still falling. Xiao's organizational base. Yefen is standing in the steel sculpture building where Pain was in the past, sitting on the figure's tongue, thinking about life. I always feel something is missing. Yefen made a calculation. It has been over a month since he joined the Xiao organization. During this period, a total of 3 people were arrested. And there are 2 Xiaoqiang among them, who have been strengthened by themselves. But that alone is not enough. Yefen wants more people. Those ninja powerhouses and weirdos. Lovely girl, miss you. He wants it all. Next, who should we recruit? I can't attract men anymore, I have to find a way to find a mate for Conan. Yeah, just pull women. But, who should I shoot? There are also several powerful ninjas in the ninja world, like Tsunade, Yuhihong, Terumime. There is also the black soil that I found earlier. Worst of all, Konoha Xiaoqiang also has some girls. Although they are still young, Ye Feng is confident in helping them develop. It's not impossible to go from bronze to diamond in one day like Naruto and Sasuke. Time passes little by little. Just as Ye Feng was deep in thought, suddenly, a familiar mechanical voice sounded in his mind. Ding! The host is detected to be struggling with staff recruitment, please make a decision. Ye Feng's eyes lit up and he checked the options immediately. 1. If you choose to recruit Haitu, you will be rewarded with the Pegasus Holy Cloth and the White Bird Holy Cloth. 2. Choose Lazurong to join the party and reward the Dragon Zodiac Holy Cloth and the Phoenix Zodiac Holy Cloth. 3. Choose to recruit Tsunade and reward Iron Man Mark Armor 1 to 4 generations. Seeing the option notice this time, Ye Feng was shocked for more than a minute. What's happening? Here, Konoha 12 Xiaoqiang has not finished throwing. The Holy Cloth of the Holy Warrior Wu Xiaoqiang was sent as a prize there? But after scanning the options on the list, Ye Feng didn't hesitate at all and directly chose the third target, Tsunade. Not that I'm envious of the Iron Man armor. Only everyone is recruiting women to join the gang, this is the first, of course it is the biggest choice. The next day, Akatsuki arranged a meeting room. Ye Feng presides over the tug meeting. What are you talking about? Bringing Tsunade into the organization? You're not kidding. After hearing Ye Feng's plan, Kakashi looked horrified. It can be said that he is a little speechless. It's okay if you say they're Konoha civilians, Kakashi brothers, Naruto, and Uchiha, they were all wronged by Konoha so it's reasonable to defect. But Tsunade. She is the granddaughter of the first Hokage, and her roots are young. And he is also an apprentice of the third Hokage. The roots are growing red. Just like that, did you really say you wanted to bring her into the gang? Aren't you a complete idiot? In the face of Kakashi's doubts, other members also have a lot of recognition. But Ye Feng didn't panic at all and said calmly, Tsunade is no good. I said Kakashi, have you ever learned about Konoha's black history? I know a few, but I don't think you know everything. Kakashi picked up the mask, slightly embarrassed. Ye Feng sneered, Tsunade, due to the death of her younger brother Shenshu, suggested that Konoha implement the medical ninja plan, but was blocked. Then, due to the series of things, Tsunade's village was broken into, which was actually deliberately arranged by the third Hokage and Shimura Danzo, do you understand? Deidara and the others nodded seriously. I have heard Ye Feng say that the third generation's cheats are black. They did this purely to drive Tsunade out of the village and take the Hokage throne for themselves. Otherwise, with Tsunade's qualifications and prestige, how could she not be the next Hokage? Is it the hot blonde man's turn again? Tsunade was forced to leave the village by one. Second, it was the Senju clan that let the third Hokage exterminate the clan. The third and most important point is that Tsunade is addicted to gambling, and her poker skills are bad, she lost a lot of money outside, and her life is very tight. At this time, if we help again, there is a high probability that Tsunade will come. After hearing Ye Feng's reasons, the group of people began to nod again. They are not familiar with Konoha anyway. Support whoever tells the truth. For it. Kakashi is no different. He could only believe Ye Feng's words, after all, this is how he got here. So how do we do it now? Just go get Tsunade here. Conan asked. The way I see it, Senior Ye Feng, doesn't he have that dark technique that can go in and out of anywhere freely? Why don't you sneak into Tsunade's room and take it out? Obito said with a smile. Ye Feng rolled his eyes, so, wouldn't it be a criminal if he stepped on a horse? Everyone was surprised, what are you not a criminal? Ye Feng coughed and said seriously, although we are a terrorist organization, we still have basic principles. First, don't miss it. Ahem, the first is not to buy and sell by force, and the second is not to bully the weak. The members brought back by force have no souls. So outsmart. After finishing speaking, Yefeng gestured outside and asked Kakuzu to bring over some freshly made clothes. This time, we can't be too flashy, we need to adopt a bit of camouflage. All of you, see your clothes? The country of fire. A few hundred kilometers from Konoha village, in a small town on the edge. Kurane Yoi and Might Guy, two Konoha Jonin, led Hyuga Hinata, Inyazuka Kiba, Abarame Shino, Harano Sakura, and Shikamaru here. Asuma was killed and Kakashi went rogue, which means that among Konoha's new graduates, 2 mentor positions are missing. Now his students are assigned to the other Jonin. The purpose of Might Guy and Hongyui's journey is to find Master Tsunade, who has been away from the village for over 10 years. It's really embarrassing. I didn't expect Master Third Hokage to take the initiative to withdraw his identity. Let's invite Master Tsunade back to the village. Shikamaru sighed excitedly. Since the last time Yefeng brought Kakashi to Konoha to kidnap people and killed Asuma, the Third Hokage put Konoha on wartime alert. All ninjas, speed up graduation, the Chunin exam will be held in half a month. And to consolidate the strength of the village, they sent people to find Jiraiya and Tsunade, the 2 former Sunin. It can be said that the shadow brought to the Third Hokage by Yefeng's attack last time was extensive. Even Shikamaru and the others can sense that the Third Hokage is a different person. He is no longer the kind grandfather character before, but has become extremely vigilant, sensitive, and suspicious of everything around him. Perhaps, this is its original face? Boy, do you have any ideas on Kakashi? Yuhi Hong asked quietly, are we going to let our former teammates become enemies like this? I don't know, I still can't figure out why that guy rebelled, but next time I see him, I'll definitely beat him up. Might Guy clenched his fists, angry and angry. And at this moment, across the street, a group of villains in strange clothes roam the streets. The leader was a tall man with black hair, followed by tall, short, fat, and thin ninjas of various shapes. There is even one that walks on the ground like a scorpion. Hey, Senior Yefeng, why do we have to wear these kinds of clothes? I think it's so strange. Obito raised his clothes surprised. This is a standard suit. Black coat, white shirt, black tie, black shoes. Each also comes with a bell. Yefeng, as the leader, still wears a woolen coat on his shoulders, and his hairstyle is like Haiden's, bright hairstyle. This is the appearance of the god of gamblers. As long as we put on this appearance, we can kill everyone in the casino. Haiden was stunned. Huh? Aren't we here to take Tsunade away today? Why go to the casino? Yefeng glared at him, are you an idiot? Where else can Tsunade be in the casino? What we have to do today is get Tsunade back. At the moment. In a casino in a corner of the city. Tsunade, who is famous in the gambling world and known as the big fat sheep in the gambling world, is giving money to people in the casino. Buy it and leave it, buy it and leave it. The dealer began to shake the dice. 123, 6 o'clock little one. As the dealer lifted the dice cover, Tsunade suddenly felt dizzy. TND, lost again. Tsunade slammed her fist hard against the card table, forcibly breaking the table into a large hole. Seeing this, Kato Shizuan, who was next to him, was very worried and dissuaded, Master Tsunade, you can't gamble anymore. You have lost for more than 80 days in a row. If this continues, our assets will be lost. Tsunade clenched her teeth and gave Shizuan a sad look. So, it seemed that after some psychological struggle, he reluctantly said, all right, then. Just take another bet. Shizuan. Master Tsunade, you really can't bet. We really don't have much money left. Kato Shizun's eyes sparkled. She felt anguished, but not for herself, but for Tsunade. The holy Dr. Tsunade, who dominated the ninja world in the past and made countless people fearful, now lives such a corrupted life. As well as playing cards and drinking all day, either at the casino or on the way to the casino. A woman like Tsunade should become Hokage, or at least become a high-ranking member of Konoha, to be admired by all. But in the end, it looked like this. It broke Kato Shizun's heart to see Tsunade once again participating in the gambling game, yelling and yelling with a bunch of low-quality trash around her. Shizun walked towards the door. He wanted to change places and clean up his mood. However, at this moment, there was a shout from the side, which caught Shizun's attention. "I'll go, this is too rich. These people have lost more than 20 million yuan after playing here for less than 2 hours. This group of people must be rich somewhere, otherwise they wouldn't be so rich." Hearing these discussions, Kato Shizun's heart clenched and she frowned. What is the situation? Has anyone lost more than 20 million? Is it using a car to bring money to the casino? A strong curiosity led Shizun towards the direction where the crowd gathered. And at this moment, many people in the casino noticed the commotion here, and more people came to watch. Shizun walked over, only to see a few people in the same clothes sitting at the 3 tables here. A blue-haired woman who plays big and small. A young man with blonde hair plays mahjong. There is also a middle-aged man wearing a mask and a gray-haired man who plays poker. 456, 15 big points. When the dealer opened, the blue-haired woman put a thick stack of money on the table. Shizun felt her heart pound wildly. The money this woman lost just now was at least 200,000. That's enough for her and Tsunade's living expenses for a month. But the blue-haired woman didn't show any sign of panic and took some money out of the box with a blank expression. Keep betting. Number 3, full house. At the next table, the blonde young man also lost money. And their number is also exaggerated, at least 100,000 or more. Only the table that plays mahjong has been making money. But very few victories, only 20 to 30,000, 50 to 60,000. These bastards, they really know how to gamble. This is my hard-earned money, and you're almost losing it all. Kakuzu clenching his toes in anger. What the hell? Yefeng asked them to take some money boxes to play in the casino first, but Konan and Deidara gave away like crazy. Lose all the way. Big loser. These two people probably have no idea about money, they think that money is just paper, and every time they take out a stack and fight it, and then they lose everything. It hurts to see Kakuzu. Although the Akatsuki organization robbed the richest man in the Wave Kingdom last time, earning more than 1 billion yuan. But as CFO, Kakuzu knows that money is hard to come by. In the past, he hung his head on his waist and used his life to earn money. In the end, it was actually ruined by these bastards now. Touch yourself and put flowers on the bar. Kakuzu spread out mahjong and won another game. But his mood did not improve due to earning money. Because he can only win 50,000 to 60,000 at most, while Konan and the others can lose tens of millions. A stain on the tiger. 3-3, leopard. Konan lost another wad of money. He reached for the box, but found it empty. I lost all the money in the suitcase. If he loses like this, he shouldn't play anymore, right? Shizun's heart was pounding. I have never seen anyone lose so much. Compared to this blue-haired woman, Tsunade is nothing short of a joke. Losing thousands and hundreds, what the hell, it's like a joke. But just when everyone thought Konan would quit the game and leave the game in disgrace. Calmly standing up, he walked over to the blonde man at the card table and picked up his box of cash. Hey, what are you doing? Deidara asked in surprise. I lost all my money, use yours. Konan gave a very natural explanation, and couldn't hear anything wrong at all. Hey, you can't play like this. Didn't you say that a person has 2 boxes of money? They each play in their own way. Deidara's voice got smaller and smaller, because he saw Conan's face without waves. Sometimes, it's often the calm that's scariest. Conan's nonchalant demeanor made Deidara instantly remind him that his mother hit him as a child. Okay, you can take it. Deidara obediently handed over the cash box, not daring to speak. Conan was not in a hurry. She sat down at the table and began to bet again. The other side. Above the street, on a high roof. Senior Kakashi, I also want to go downstairs and participate in the gambling game, why don't we sneak out? Obito continues to act like a ghost, goading Kakashi. No, Yefeng said, we have to stay here until he comes. Kakashi honestly refused. Hey, what is Senior Yefeng thinking? Not just Obito, but now there are 3 other people on the roof, Naruto, Sasuke, Uchiha Itachi. Tsunade, one of the Konoha Sunin. Why do you use the game to negotiate? Can't you learn from Naruto and me when you took me last time? Sasuke asked surprised. Kakashi, you don't know this, the most advanced ninjutsu is psychological tactics, which can make people lose without a fight. After all, Tsunade-sama is Konoha's orthodox heir. If he were to speak to her abruptly, there was a high chance that he would be rejected outright. Therefore, an entry point is needed. That's right. Senior Yefeng probably wants to get closer to Senior Tsunade by playing cards to allay the other party's concerns, but I don't know how he's going to do it. Obito sighed. To be honest, I really wanted to visit the casino. Because he wants to investigate everything related to Yefeng. Obito had not discovered Yefeng's ability until now. Therefore, as long as there is a chance for Yefeng to make a move, Obito is not willing to let him go. He must study Yefeng's ability as soon as possible and then eradicate him. Otherwise, this Xiao organization will really change his first and last name. During the period monitored by Kakashi et al. In the casino, Conan lost another 24 million without problems. Throughout the entire process, he didn't even blink an eye. This woman. I'll kill her sooner or later. Kakuzu was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. 24 million. Adding the 29 million you lost earlier, you have lost 53 million. How many S-tier quests does it take to complete this? The point is, after losing so much money, this woman is still so calm and collected. It is completely like a person who has nothing to do. So fucking annoying. Shizuan, is there something wrong here? At this moment, Tsunade, who lost over 1,000 taels at the nearby small stake table, finally noticed the abnormality here. Because at this time in the entire casino, more than half of the people gathered at this gaming table. Shizuan swallowed and said in shock, Tsuna, Master Tsunade, that woman. She's already lost 53 million. How many? Tsunade felt like she heard an astronomical figure. 53 million, from now to now, I've lost more than 20 games in a row, my god. Tsunade took a deep breath. Good guy. I thought she was the person with the worst gaming luck in the ninja world. Unexpectedly, there are people with worse luck than her. 53 million? How much does that cost? Tsunade counted on her fingers. If we look at the current task rewards of the top 5 countries. D-level tasks below 50,000 taels. C-level tasks from 30,000 taels to 100,000 taels. B-level task from 80,000 taels to 200,000 taels. A-level tasks from 150,000 taels to 1 million taels. The S-level task is more than 2 million taels. 53 million. You can entrust 27 S-rank missions. And what is the definition of an S-level task? Confidential matters related to the national level, joining the war at the request of other countries, assassinating important people, stealing confidential documents. An S-tier quest can dispatch more than half of the masters in a village. The money that this blue-haired woman lost was enough to issue a mission and destroy a medium-sized country. The atmosphere at the scene fell deadly silent for a while. They all looked at Conan nervously. How crazy is it to lose the rewards of 27 S-tier quests in less than 2 hours? However, under the astonished gaze of the crowd, Xiaolan on the table made a move that surprised everyone. He rose slowly to his feet, his face still as calm as water. It seems that the more than 50 million lost at the moment is not money at all, but toilet paper. He approached Kakuzu. Without even saying hello, Conan walked directly from Kakuzu and took the box away. Kakuzu. Hinden. Deidara. The audience was completely silent and a needle could be heard. They all looked at Conan in shock and confusion. There were only countless tense heartbeats and gasping breaths. Continue. Conan said something calmly and then took out a stack of money to bet. Kakuzu next to him felt pain in his chest, and bursts of old blood were about to gush out. This woman. I'm going to kill her sooner or later. Kakuzu clenched his fists and his teeth were about to break. But, although he was flustered with anger, he still didn't dare if Kakuzu really wanted to do it. Let's not talk about Conan's strength. He is a core member of the organization. He is one of the founders of Akatsuki. How dare he kill someone? It's just a matter of speaking up and releasing the anger in my heart. 123. 6 o'clock little one. Almost a cup of tea, Conan lost more than 8 million. Tsunade on the side just felt like she was dreaming. My God, how rich are these people? Money can't be spent like that. Master Tsunade, have you heard? She keeps losing money, which shows that this casino is complicated. So you can't gamble anymore. Shizun took the opportunity to talk to Tsunade. With such a good case in front of his eyes, he didn't believe Tsunade and didn't know how to regret it. But Tsunade just didn't know how to regret it and said calmly, where did the trick come from? There are so many people watching here, is he still hiding under the table? He lost a lot due to bad luck. Nothing but luck. After all, he is an old player. Every word Tsunade said felt like a line taken from a gambling textbook. The seer is sad, the listener is helpless. Oh, am I unlucky? Why don't you try it? At this moment, Conan, who had been silent all this time, suddenly said something to Tsunade. That. Tsunade was momentarily surprised. He did not expect his casual sentence to be heard by the other party. Come and try, my luck seems to be pretty bad. Conan said very calmly. The surrounding spectators were almost on their knees. What the hell, you've already lost over 60 million and you know you're unlucky. Everyone was wondering if this blue-haired woman was illiterate. Do you think of 60 million as 6,000 yuan? Why, do you want to play? Seeing that Tsunade was still stunned, Conan nodded in favor. Tsunade gritted her teeth, her heart pounded and she fell into the trap. Let me tell you first, you invited me. If I lose, I won't be responsible. Of course. Tsunade grabbed a wad of money from the cash box. Good boy, this feeling. This TM is the sensation of 100,000. In the past, when I was betting more, a stallion would only cost 50,000 to 60,000, but now, if I only bought a small one, I would directly take 100,000. Buy little one. Tsunade threw the money on the table very richly. That feeling is simply incomparable. Great home. At this time, no one else dared to bet on the entire table. Everyone in the casino put down their work and gathered around this table to watch. 121, 4 o'clock little. Tsunade won a hand at the start and earned applause from the whole house. What's up? Just say you're unlucky. Tsunade's face was flushed and hot air rushed around her neck. Good guy? He's a good guy? Is this the joy of the game? 100,000. In the past, when I bought an 800 tail, I had to dig and search, think and think. Now. So awesome. Well, you're very lucky, go ahead. Conan's face was still calm, but Tsunade's side had already started to get emotional. Are you serious? Are you sure? Tsunade's legs trembled slightly. Well. Taking a deep breath, Tsunade pulled out 100 packets of bills straight from the cash box. Then get a big one. Press 1 million. Buy a big one. At this moment, Tsunade only felt that she had reached the pinnacle of her life. As a player, the most glorious moment is nothing more than this. 556. 16 o'clock. After seeing the number drawn by the dice, the entire audience went into a frenzy. Elder sister is doing very well. Didn't I go here, Master Tsunade? You actually made money today. I won more than 1 million yuan with a wave of my hand. I want to experience this feeling too. Outside the door, on the roof. Obito seemed anxious. Oh, what happened at the casino? Why is everyone yelling? I really want to see it. Kakashi looked calm. I must have won money, so what's the point of gambling? Even Master Tsunade is deeply involved in it. In the casino. After earning 1.1 million at the start, Tsunade made persistent efforts and continued to sing all the way. In the blink of an eye, they all won 15 million. Throughout the entire purchase process, I have never made a mistake. Is this the legendary Tsunade? So amazing. Deidara and Haiden looked dumbfounded. As for Kakuzu, there is only one thought on his mind right now. This woman must join the Xiao organization. However, just when everyone thought Tsunade's luck would continue, this time, Tsunade's gambling luck was suddenly turned upside down. The capital of 800,000 was lost. This. Tsunade panicked for a moment. She just lost 800,000. 800,000. What is that concept? Don't panic, I won't let you pay. Conan looked at Tsunade nonchalantly, reassuring her. Even though she was a bit scared, Tsunade's gambling nature led her to continue playing. Yes, sometimes nature will overcome reason, especially on the game table. It cannot be said that you can accept it when you see it, you can only go deeper and deeper, and go further and further. 122, 5 o'clock little. This time, Tsunade lost again, losing 500,000. Come again. 236, 11 o'clock. Come again. 3sixs, leopard. 456, 15 big points. As if the lucky bag was being pushed by someone, Tsunade's luck seemed to suddenly run away. He became the little fat sheep that was sure to lose in all the previous bets. After more than 10 minutes of wild play, Conan's cash box has completely hit rock bottom. Only 300 taels of change left. No more money. Only then did Tsunade realize that she had made a huge mistake. Counting what he won just now, he lost a total of more than 21 million. Even the extras are paid for. Master Tsunade. Shizun's face was pale with fear at this moment. He lost more than 21 million. What if the other party refuses to admit it and asks you to pay for it? And the moment Tsunade came up with this idea, Conan and Kakuzu, as if hearing Tsunade's sincere voice, gathered together and surrounded Tsunade in the middle. You. Tsunade feels stressed. No. Are these people really going to ask you to lose money? Hey, it was you who said just now, let me play casually. Tsunade felt very guilty. The 4 members of the Akatsuki organization did not say a word. They circled Tsunade blankly, not voicing their opinion or making a move. This dead serious silence scares everyone in the casino. There was no sound from the scene, and all eyes fell on Tsunade, quietly awaiting the next development. Master Tsunade. At this time, Shizun's face was already pale. Just now, when Tsunade was throwing money wildly to buy codes, Shizun came up to persuade him. But how could Tsunade hear this at that time? The player bets on his own happiness, and even his life may be abandoned. Also, Tsunade gambled so high for the first time in her life. The pinnacle of gaming in life. For a few moments, Tsunade even gambled so much that she forgot her name. Now, after losing all the money, Tsunade realized the seriousness of the matter after calming down. This couldn't be a pig-killing dish, right? Just as Tsunade was in an embarrassing situation, suddenly, a cold voice came from the entrance of the casino. What happened? Yefeng slowly entered. As soon as everyone saw her outfit, they immediately gave in. Because Yefeng's dress is the same as Conan and the others. Black suit, white shirt, floral tie. There is also an extra coat on her body, and her hair is combed backwards, making it shiny. And I don't know if it is an illusion or some other reason, when everyone saw Yefeng slowly enter the arena, it seemed that very exciting music was playing in their ears. It looks like some kind of BGM. Yefeng, you are here. Conan and the others leaned forward one after another. When everyone saw the situation, they understood that this man should be the head of this group of local tyrants. It can be seen from the momentum that Yefeng has the demeanor of a big boss. Yefeng, we lost all our money. For Conan and that woman. Kakuzu pointed at Tsunade angrily. The other party seemed to want to object, but could not open his mouth. Oh, is that so? Yefeng looked at Tsunade nonchalantly. Tisk tisk, the legendary Konoha-sunin, the concubine Tsunade who is known as the Holy Doctor, did she really wither like that in the casino? Seeing Yefeng approaching, Tsunade's complexion was even worse than before. It seems that Tsunade is like a child who has made a huge mess right now, completely empty inside and out. Yefeng leisurely approached Tsunade, first looking at her for 7 or 8 seconds, then looking at the cash box. Isn't there still 300 taels left? How can you call lost? 300 tael. Everyone in the casino sighed. They guessed that the boss probably didn't know how much his little brother had lost in this place. Today, this group of people, no, it should be the blue-haired woman, who lost a total of more than 90 million taels of silver notes in the casino. More than 90 million taels versus 300 tael. A stain on the tiger. For a real player, as long as he has capital, he still has a chance to turn around, right? Yefeng pointedly asked Tsunade. At this moment, Tsunade, although confused, still subconsciously nodded, approving Yefeng's words. Because this sentence is the Bible of game ghosts. Every older player thinks that in his heart. Okay boss, keep playing. Yefeng sat next to Tsunade calmly, then took a piece of chocolate from himself and chewed it slowly in his mouth. 300 taels, press them all. Yefeng crooked 2 fingers and threw 3 banknotes. The boss rolls the dice. 455, 14 big points. He won the first bet, but Yefeng did not get back the money he won. Continue to buy big. 462, 12 big points. Keep betting big. 4 times in a row, Yefeng guessed the size correctly. The money on the table also changed from 3 pieces to a slim stack. They all sighed with excitement. Tisk tisk tisk, you really deserve to be a local tyrant boss, your luck is not so good. Buying 4 times in a row, the probability is quite low. However, if you win such a small amount of money, compared to what you lost, it doesn't even count as interest. The dealer thought so too. In fact, just as Kato Shizun guessed, in this casino, there are cheat mechanisms. There is no one under the table, but the dice are specially treated. A very small amount of iron sand was poured into it. The dealer rolling the dice turns out to be another magnet-style ninja. You can control the number of points you shake through the subtle chakra. Humph, I'll let you be proud of it first, and then I'll reap it at the end. The dealer scoffed. And he cooperated with Yefeng to act in 3 games. Right now, the chips in Yefeng's hands were exactly 10,002. It's no fun buying big and small all the time, so let's play big and buy leopards. After speaking, Yefeng slapped a stack of bills on top of the 3 ones. Killing intent flashed in the dealer's eyes, and the opportunity came. Let him lose everything in the next move and finish this game. Buy and go. Clang clang clang. The dice hit the dice cup to make a sound, and the dealer's magnet-style chakra was secretly released. Boom. The dice cup hit the table hard. If the dealer is not wrong. No, he can't be wrong either. He has used this magnet-style dice control technique for over 10 years and has never overturned the car. Right now, the 3 dice in the dice cup are 1, 3, and 5. Yefeng is going to die? Okay, buy it and go. Open. The dealer confidently opened the dice cup. The entire casino was silent for a moment. Then, thunderous cheers broke out. Damn it. I actually hit him. Is it really a leopard? Oh my gosh, you won a 150 times loss. How about a burst of luck? Hearing the cheers of the audience, the dealer was stunned. What's happening? Bingo. He looked down. What the hell? The dice turned out to be 3 ones. Do you really let me buy it? What is the situation? Is there something wrong with my technique? The dealer became impatient for a moment and immediately regained his composure. Being bought by him in 1 round is harmless, and he will be sent away in the next round. How is it? Are you still playing? The dealer smiled brightly. You have recovered 1.5 million. With your luck, you may be able to win a few more rounds. Oh? Really? I was planning to stop. After hearing what you said, I want to continue playing again. Yefeng said that on purpose. The faces of the bosses in the casino suddenly turned ugly. Keep buying leopards, that's still 3 ones. As soon as this statement came out, the entire audience in the casino was stunned. Are you still buying leopards? This. Are you kidding me? There are 6x6x6 equals 216 possible scenarios for dice, and there are 6 scenarios for a leopard. The probability is 1/36. How can it be a leopard twice in a row? Not just the audience and the dealer, but Tsunade on the other side also seemed surprised. Hey, what are you thinking? How could there be 2 leopards in a row? You're obviously buying randomly. Isn't the so-called game just wasting time? Yefeng smiled calmly and then motioned for the dealer to shake the dice cup. The dealer could not wait long ago and was quickly shaken. He even stepped it up a bit this time, releasing a bit more chakra. The number of points should be 445. Open. After discovering the dice cup, the dealer was the first to look. But after just 1 look, he was completely stunned. Because all 3 dice on the table are up 1 point. Leopard. This. There was a ruckus at the scene. They all looked at the table in disbelief. Tsunade also looked dazed and puzzled. What's going on? Has he stunned again? Too bad, boss, the 1.5 million you just placed. A dealer next to him reminded me that the banker owner broke out in a cold sweat. 150 times out of 1.5 million. What the hell? More than 200 million. This is not only to recover the loss in one go, but also to win more than 100 million more. Wait a minute everyone. Something went wrong with the dice just now. Where dare the banker admit it? He immediately found an excuse and started cheating. Boss. What do you mean? Do you want to cheat? Tsunade got angry and stood up on the table. Hey! Don't worry. Yefeng stopped Tsunade with a smile. The boss must think that my gaming skills are excellent, and he wants to play with me a few more times, right? After hearing Yefeng's words, the dealer owner behind the poker table nodded and said, "That's right. This gentleman's gambling skills are too good. If you don't play a few more hands, it will be a waste." Yefeng smiled slightly, "Then I will beat the leopard again." All depend. There is any error? Press the leopard 3 times in a row. How low is this probability? Forehead. At this time, the dealer began to panic. Sweat continued to drip from his forehead. This guy. Could it be cheating? There is no reason. He is controlling the dice, and there are so many spectators watching, how could he cheat? Could be. Do you also have magnet style? So far, the dealer can only guess like this. Yefeng also has a magnetic style and has discovered the secret of dice. That's why he secretly changed the direction of the dice. There's something wrong with the dice, I'll trade a pair. Just in case, the boss brought a pair of normal dice. Shake and hit the table. What number is in the dice cup this time, even the boss himself does not know. Open. The moment the dice cup was opened, the boss didn't even have the guts to look at it. And all over the casino, after a moment of silence, violent exclamations broke out again. In the distance, on the roof, Obito, who was in charge of monitoring, was so eager for the exclamation that he jumped up and down. Oh, what's going on there? What the hell are they calling there? Major Kakashi, why don't we take a look together? Although Kakashi wanted to go, Yefeng told them to stay here, so they could only hold back. In the casino, all the players were shocked. Because, Yefeng guessed right again. Another 3 ones. This. Tsunade seemed confused. She was sitting next to Yefeng, just now she deliberately observed whether she was cheating or not. But Yefeng did not make any strange movements at all and did not release chakra. He really said it casually, and then drove the leopard away. Could it be, you are the legendary god of gamers? Tsunade had to ask. Yefeng smiled slightly, clasped his hands, and said inscrutably, back then, Chendaze could earn 27 million from 20 yuan. It's not a problem for me, Yefeng, to earn 100 million from 300 yuan. Boss, are you still playing? I still buy leopards. The boss did not agree, only trembling, he shook the die symbolically, after finding out, there were 3 ones. This feeling is as if the dice have been arranged. No more points can be shaken. Under the astonished eyes of a group of people, Kakuzu, Haiden, Deidara. Carrying a box of cash worth 200 million, he left the casino in style. Seeing this, Tsunade immediately followed. Sorry, who are you? Tsunade doesn't care about others, she mainly wants to know about Yefeng. The opponent actually has such excellent playing skills, it's good to be a poker partner for a while. We are the Akatsuki organization. Yefeng said something very lightly. Tsunade froze for a moment when she heard this, and immediately waved her hands and laughed. Ha ha ha, stop joking. How can the Xiao organization come to the casino to openly gamble? Yefeng and Konan flirted and said, Tsunade definitely won't believe it. We really are the Xiao organization. If you don't believe me, look at them. They all have rings representing the organization on their hands. After all, Deidara and the others pointed their fingers. Tsunade was still stunned for a moment, but still sneered, the good thing about the ring, it can be customized everywhere. And nail polish. That's even less convincing. There are people with nail polish all over the street, okay. Tsunade continued to retort. She probably made an excuse to decline because Yefeng didn't want to mess with her. I still know the organization. What the hell, what Xiao organization had nothing to do to gamble, and lost tens of millions? Do you really think that she didn't understand the Akatsuki organization? All the actual members of the organization wear Shangyun uniforms and kill people when they go out. You guys are too far behind. Actually, there's no need to be so weird. I'm just curious who you are, and I don't want to upset you. Tsunade explained euphemistically. The corner of Yefeng's mouth twitched, and he said vaguely, "It's okay to be entangled, to be honest, I hope you'll join us." That. Tsunade's heart shuddered. "Will you join me?" "Yeah, join. We have a lot of money in our organization, and we usually trust the person wearing the mask to go out and make money. If I do it myself, I'll go big." Hearing this, Tsunade instantly understood. This is a gambling organization. An organization that specializes in roaming various casinos and professional gambling. The man wearing the mask is a master player. He seemed to be the only one winning in the casino right now. And Yefeng is the leader of this organization. With excellent gaming skills, you can win 100 million with one shot. This kind of place is simply a gamer's paradise. Shizun, what do you think? Tsunade asked tentatively. Shizun of course refused. What the hell, it's not enough for Tsunade's life to be corrupted like this, but she still wants to join a gaming organization. This is going further and further down the path of degeneration. Are there any conditions to join? Can you join even if your gaming skills are poor? Tsunade asked tentatively. Yeah, look at that blue-haired guy, aren't his gaming skills really bad? Konan rolled her eyes silently. Tsunade bit her lip, after a fierce fight of thoughts. In the end, he lowered his face and said in a demeaning tone, "Then. Can you let me join you? Earning money is secondary. I mainly want to improve my gaming skills." Yefeng was still walking silently, his expression fixed straight ahead. It seems to be thinking. After about 5 or 6 seconds of silence, he stopped and looked at Tsunade seriously. "Are you serious? Real? No regrets?" "No regrets." Tsunade is also broken. Now it's a problem to eat alone, 10 bets 10 lose. Either I give people money all day, or I'm on my way to give people money. Even if it's for Shizun, he wants to join Yefeng and the others and learn some tricks so he can improve his life in the future. Because of my special status, I can't accept large-scale commissions, so I can only subsidize my family by doing other jobs. But I don't have any skills. The only thing I'm good at is gambling, but who knows, I keep losing money. Tsunade smiled awkwardly, and Kato Shizun next to her was suddenly shocked. Because she thought that Tsunade's addiction to gambling was completely due to depravity, but unexpectedly, Tsunade really wanted to earn some money to improve her life. This is very moving. Well, our organization needs a talent like you. It's okay to be poor, and it's okay to be abandoned, but the important thing is to have a positive heart. I approve of your union. This moment. Kakashi, Obito, and Naruto, who were secretly watching on the ceiling, were all dumbstruck. Startled, he opened his mouth wide, unable to speak. What the hell is going on? They thought Yefeng's recruitment of Tsunade was similar to Kakashi's and Naruto's recruitment. They were hired directly by the boss, throwing out all the good and bad aspects of the organization and leaving them to think for themselves. But now, Tsunade really begged to join the organization. What happened in the casino just now? After getting the consent, Tsunade's face was visibly animated. On Yefeng's side, he looked at Kakuzu. "Give them the uniforms." Kakuzu nodded, opened a large leather box, and began rummaging through it. There is also some expectation on Tsunade's part. Uniform. It should be the kind of clothes that Yefeng and the others are wearing. Suits, shirts, shoes. The hair still needs to be combed back. Is this the secret to the success of God of Gamblers? Love, 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 love. However, just as Tsunade was full of expectation, Kakozu took out two of Shangyun's uniforms from the box. This is. After seeing the colors of the two uniforms, Tsunade's complexion changed and she was in a bad mood. Shangyun's uniform? Isn't that the uniform of the Akatsuki organization? Wait, what are you? Tsunade looked dazed and her brain was a bit muddled. Didn't I say it before, we are the Xiao organization? Yefeng smiled strangely. Xiao organization? That is not an excuse to lie to me. Why did you lie to yourself? We have always called each other the Xiao organization, and we have even explained the ring and nail polish to you. Didn't you say that you are a money-making organization? The person wearing the mask is generally responsible for making money, and you come out to be responsible for making a lot of money. Isn't this the operation of a gambling organization? It's the same as you were in the casino just now. Tsunade was anxious, she didn't expect the other party's casual explanation turned out to be true. Did he deliberately try to deceive her? Yefeng shrugged and seemed calm. That's right, Kakozu is generally in charge of offering bounties on the black market, killing people to earn money. I went out twice, once earned more than 1.1 billion yuan, and once earned million yuan. Isn't that big? Tsunade was stunned. It's like the sky is falling. The other part. Is it really the Akatsuki organization? Just now, he lowered his face and begged to join the Xiao organization? This is so ironic. Just when Tsunade and Shizun had nowhere to go, Kakashi and Naruto, who had been on standby on the roof, jumped out. Master Tsunade. The moment she saw Kakashi, Tsunade's brain, which was already blank, was hit again. Kakashi. Put on Shangyun's uniform. The masked man next to him, is he from Uchiha? Master Tsunade, don't think twice, join the Akatsuki organization, this is your best destiny. Kakashi started doing ideological work for Tsunade according to what Yefeng told him earlier. That's right Grandma Tsunade, you're broke, homeless, and want to learn gaming skills. If you don't join the Akatsuki organization, who will you join? Are you going back to Konoha? They don't want you anymore. Naruto also started to make up for it. Originally, Yefeng didn't make any preparations and directly said these things to Tsunade. That would definitely be rejected. But now it is different. After hanging out with Tsunade at the casino, I gained an extra layer of player identity. Also, the two joined forces to block a few rounds and the relationship developed. Also, Tsunade had already agreed to join the group at this time, so it can be said that she wasn't psychologically prepared. Now seeing the appearance of Kakashi and others made the already unbearable psychological defense worse. Kakashi, so the rumors are true. Tsunade also heard about the Konoha Jonin Kakashi rebellion. According to this, the blonde boy next to him is Uzumaki Naruto, the son of the fourth Hokage. The one wearing the mask is Uchiha Sasuke. Kakashi, tell me, why did you rebel? Tsunade clenched her fists. She is not asking, but looking for an answer. Konoha is not that Konoha village anymore, and now the Konoha village has been completely reduced to the control of the third Hokage, we are all pawns. That's right, Major Tsunade, were the Senju clansmen also killed by the third generation? This is not a rebellion, do you still plan to come back to celebrate the new year? After Kakashi finished speaking, Obito added another sentence. This. Tsunade's heart began to waver. In fact, she already knew these things. The third Hokage deceived his Senju clan. To ensure the status of the Hokage, they expelled Konoha's Sunin from the village one after another. Just speaking from someone else's mouth, I'm more sure of my guess. All this is true. At this moment, Yefeng, who had been silent all this time, placed his hand on Tsunade's shoulder. The Akatsuki organization has a lot of money, you can gamble at will, and Kakozu can help you get it back if you lose it all. Kakozu? Instead of living a life that's not as good as the pigs and dogs outside, and demeaning yourself, why not join us and do a great cause together? When the time is right, I will raise my troops to attack Konoha village. When the time comes, I will recommend you to be the 5th Hokage and take back the position that should belong to you. Those words came down like a heavy hammer, severely breaking Tsunade's psychological defense. It has reached this point, it seems that it is unrealistic to join. As long as the 3rd Hokage is in power, she, Tsunade, will continue to wander outside, living a carefree life. And right now, opportunity is at hand. So, Tsunade took Shangyun's uniform from Kakuzu, her face turning firm and cold. Please teach me more in the future. Jidaoka. Kurane Yui and Might Guy, leading the team, just went outside to search. But in this moment, Tsitsaiza. Boom. A sudden spatial tearing sound came from above the head. Several people looked back and saw a streak of light yellow light appearing in the sky. And surrounded by the beam of light, Yefen, Kakashi, Naruto slowly rose into the air. This Might Guy and they were shocked on the spot. Akatsuki Organization. To meet the Akatsuki Organization here. Kakashi. You're coming for me. Might Guy scored twice and immediately ran onto the roof of the house closest to Denial, yelling at the sky. Kakashi frowned, also surprised. Akai. Why are you here? Don't worry so much about it. Kakashi, come down for me. I have to wake you up today. Just as Might Guy was excited, suddenly, Shikamaru's expression on the ground instantly changed. So, that person is Master Tsunade. Shikamaru yelled, and everyone noticed Tsunade in the crowd. At this time, Tsunade has put on a Shangyun uniform, standing next to Yefen with a cold face. This moment, Might Guy, Hong Yui, and a group of Xiaoqiang at the scene were stunned. It seems that the three views have received a devastating blow. Tsunade. Shangyun's uniform. It could be that Tsunade has rebelled too. They are all stupid. The purpose of Shikamaru's trip is to find Tsunade and invite her back to the village. In the end, how long did it take? Tsunade has joined the Akatsuki organization. Mess. Mess. Everything is messy. Everyone, thanks for your hard work, say hello to the 3rd Hokage and Danzo. Tsunade smiled and yelled to the ground. Yu Haihong was completely stunned, Might Guy also stopped screaming, and a group of Xiaoqiang knelt on the ground in shock, speechless. What happened? Xiao's organizational base. Kakuzu is sitting in a dark room, holding a lamp, like an old mother, showing off her sewing skills. Although Yefen had told him beforehand that the auspicious cloud uniform prepared for Tsunade should have a larger bust. But plans can't keep up with the changes. The previous uniform was still a bit tight after Tsunade put it on. No, Kakuzu had to work overtime to help change the size. This bunch of bastards, let me earn money, make meals, and change clothes. I am worthy Kakuzu, what have I become? Just as Kakuzu was complaining, Yefen walked in with Konan. Ahem, Kakuzu, how are the clothes? Yefen asked casually. It's almost ready, don't rush. Yefen nodded and took out a green jade and a steel ring from his bag. After the clothes are finished, please make the ring by the way. Kakuzu stopped, looking at Yefen with two green eyes. If he hadn't been able to beat Yefen, Kakuzu would have rushed to kill him long ago. It's too tricky for TM. Konan frowned slightly, a surprised expression on her face. Ring? You don't even have a ring, why do you want to make rings for other people? Yefen, because I found a text that represents Tsunade. Which is the word? Big dot. Tsunade room. After staying at the Akatsuki base and resting for a night, Shizun was still filled with disbelief. This, rebellion. Abandoned from Konoha, they defected to the #1 terrorist organization in the ninja world, Xiao Inside. In the future, will you often participate in assassination missions? Will he fight those old friends from Konoha? Tree. At this time, the door rang. Yefen, Obito, and Kakashi entered. Yo! Granny Tsunade, has everyone cleaned your room? As soon as Naruto got out, Tsunade immediately hit him on the head. Who is the brat calling mother-in-law? I'm still very young, okay. Naruto covered his head in pain and quickly apologized. I was wrong Sister Tsunade. Tsunade's complexion improved a bit. Konan handed over the clothes. The old one was a little tight to wear, but Kakuzu has made it better. Try to see if it fits you. Tsunade just took it and touched it, and immediately felt it fit right. Because the part that collapsed very strongly before has been greatly enlarged, it feels a little loose in the hand. At the moment, Obito next to him also handed over the ring at the right time. She then said in a very exaggerated chicken voice, Senior Tsunade, here is your ring. After Tsunade took it, she saw that it was a ring inlaid with silver and jade. Inside the jade, there is a large character written in black font. Huh? What does the word big mean? Tsunade asked surprised. He looked at the hands of the others, only Konan had a ring with the word engraved inside. This is the code name of the members of the Akatsuki organization. Each ring represents a meaning, just like the leader's 0, which represents nothing, meaning no war, no pain. So I ask you what the word big means. Obito was momentarily speechless. Several people turned their heads to Yefeng's side. After coughing twice, Yefeng said without changing his face and heartbeat, this big refers to the meaning of being tolerant of all rivers, and tolerance is big. It means that you, Tsunade, have a mind wide and you can tolerate everything. Oh, that's not bad. Tsunade readily agreed and slipped the ring onto her finger. On the other hand, Konan next to him slightly moved her lips, looking at Yefeng with contempt in her eyes. What the hell, I really know how to say. What does this great character mean? You don't know. It is really absurd to say that he is open-minded. This ring, feels pretty good, isn't it made by that craftsman named Kakuzu? After examining the ring for a moment, Tsunade nodded in satisfaction. So. He smiled slightly at Obito next to him, thank you, Sasuke. At this moment, the atmosphere in the room froze. They all looked at Tsunade in bewilderment. That. Obito scratched the back of his head a bit puzzled. Who are you calling? Tsunade was also stunned. What? Aren't you Sasuke? All. Tsunade, no reason. Isn't the one in your mask swinging the Sharingan? Aren't they the only Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Sasuke left in the Uchiha clan now? And you still showed up with Kakashi and the others. Good boy, everyone is a bit confused after hearing Tsunade's perfect explanation. According to her, Obito appears to be Sasuke. Obito chuckled embarrassedly, ahem. I'm not Sasuke. I was lucky enough to pick up a Sharingan and wear it. Oh Naruto. A few days passed quickly. Konoha Village, Hokage Building. In the 3rd Hokage's office. After hearing the report from Might Guy, Yu Haihong, and others, the 3rd Hokage's face twisted and he was dumbfounded. That? Tsunade has also defected. And in front of Might Guy and the others. Bastard, it's unreasonable. That Tsunade guy, it doesn't matter if he doesn't come back to the village, he actually joined the Akatsuki organization. It's shameful. Konoha and the Senju clan. Hearing this, Shikamaru and Kurano Yoi who were below moved their mouths and hesitated to speak. What the hell, this 3rd generation really dares to say it. Wasn't it the high-level leaders headed by the 3rd generation who forced Tsunade to leave? Furthermore, the Senju family has made the 3rd generation almost extinct. As a result, now he has to scold others for treason. It's just untenable. Sarutobi, the situation is serious, we cannot stay still. At this moment, Danzo, who was wrapped in bandages, came out from the corner. I also know. Third generation firmly gripped the edge of the table. At this point, there is only one way. I could kid, help me assemble the intelligence team right away, I want to start the meeting of the three shadows. Three shadows speak. It refers to the meeting of the three heads of state of fire, wind, and earth. At this time, the land of water is in chaos. It is unknown if the fourth Mizukage is insane or for some other reason. Not to mention that the fourth Reikage, the land of thunder and the land of fire have been rivals for many years, and there was even a case of snatching Bien before. Although the third Hokage will not speak to the shadows of these two countries. The only ones who can hope are the Kingdom of Wind and the Kingdom of Earth. He intends to join forces with the two countries to eradicate the Akatsuki organization together. Upon the communication from the intelligence agency, Konoha immediately contacted Feng and Tu. After some days, in the country of Iron, in the snow-covered central city, the three shadows talks have officially started. In the layer-by-layer sealed conference room, the shadows of the three villages of Feng, Huo, and Earth, as well as the entourage brought by the shadows, are here. Unexpectedly, we will meet again like this. At the conference table, the fourth Kazekage Logosha said something coldly. The last time I negotiated with the people of Konoha village was in the Ninja World War, after the defeat. The Wind Kingdom made up for a large amount of bills and land. Coupled with the fact that Konoha intends to disrupt the task market, life in Tsunagakura is very difficult. This time, the Fire Nation, known as the leader of the five great nations, proposed the meeting. It seems that things are not going well. Onoji looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen's face with deep eyes. He knew why the other party came here. After all, what happened to those people has also disturbed me so much that I can hardly sleep recently. After taking a puff on his cigarette, Sarutobi Hiruzen slowly calmed down. His eyes were serious and he said in a low voice, "The situation is very serious, and everyone here may already know that the number one terrorist organization Akatsuki in the ninja world has been extremely active recently. It has successively absorbed Heitake Kakashi, Nine Tails Jinchuriki, Uchiha Sasuke, and Tsunade, one of the Konoha Sunin, as members. The strength has increased considerably." Hearing this, Tamari, Logosha's entourage, immediately asked, "Why are all people recruited by Konoha's Akatsuki organization?" Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was a bit ugly. This word. It is not easy to answer. Why absorb your people from Konoha? What the hell, because the people of Konoha are prone to rebellion. Thinking about it now, everyone who joined Xiao's organization during this period were people who had a relationship with Konoha. Exterminate relatives or exterminate the clan. It's not justified if you don't rebel. Sarutobi Hiruzen moved his old face and said with a low expression, "It's not important. The important thing is that the other party intends to expand their staff. If they are left alone, the scale of the Akatsuki organization will become ever larger, bigger, and eventually it will become a group that no one can control. Controlled terrorist organization." What their generation said makes sense. The reason why the Akatsuki organization has not been eradicated so far is because their whereabouts are strange, and no one knows where their fixed base is. The second is the number of personnel. Except for Sarutobi Hiruzen, the rest of the village basically knew nothing about Akatsuki intelligence. I only know that this group of people are all S-rank rebels, and their strength is not bad. If this organization is allowed to continue to absorb personnel and reach the level of 100 people, the consequences will be unimaginable. If the Akatsuki organization really had 100 rebels, then in the entire ninja world, not a single village could stop them. Sarutobi Hiruzen lit his cigarette and took a deep breath. According to our years of investigation, we have basically determined the personnel and location of the Xiao organization. As soon as this comment came out, the entire meeting room was shocked. Counting the various Konoha shinobi members who rebelled a while ago, the total number of Akatsuki organizations is about 15 to 16 people. Their stronghold is in the Rain Kingdom's Rain Shinobi village. There is no doubt about these 2 points. Right now, how many troops are you going to send? There is only one chance to eradicate all of them. I hope both of you are not stingy and send all the village masters. After Sarutobi Hiruzen finished speaking, Onoji and Lugosha fell silent without rushing to speak. Send all masters. In fact, this is the surest way to eradicate the Xiao organization immediately. All the Jonin plus Jonin from the 3 great countries, a total of tens of thousands of people stormed into the Xiao organization's base together. No matter how powerful the opponent is, they will end up at the bottom of the group. But things can't be that simple. Send everyone. What the hell, what if someone regrets it and comes to rob the house? Especially the old fox Sarutobi Hiruzen, his words are not to be trusted. You must be on your guard. It's definitely not realistic to send them all. No one can afford this risk. After thinking for a while, Lugosha took the lead in expressing her opinion. That's 80%, Lugosha, I know what you're worried about. Sarutobi Hiruzen said something significant. 80% is too much. It's just to eradicate a Xiao organization. Is it worth using so many people? As soon as Lugosha's words came out, Onoki next to him was not happy. He slammed the table angrily, and Onoki roared angrily, Lugosha, it seems that you don't realize the seriousness of the matter at all. The Akatsuki organization is the largest terrorist organization in the ninja world. The whereabouts and purpose are all mysteries. But one thing is certain, that is, if this organization is not eradicated as soon as possible, they will definitely affect the government of the top 5 countries. Maybe the next target they want to attack is your windy country. Onoki was very excited. Both Haitu and Huangtu were brimming with excitement. Unexpected. The third Tsuchikage, who is always submissive on weekdays, also has hard times. Onoji's attitude earned Sarutobi Hiruzen's approval. Tsuchikage is right, the Akatsuki organization is like a timed detonation symbol, maybe it will detonate at a certain point. If you don't eradicate them before they spread, and wait until they form a scale, then there's no way to do it. Therefore, it is necessary to gather enough troops at once to root it out in the bud. The attitudes of the 2 shadows are very strong, and Lugosha is in a difficult situation. After pondering for a while, Lugosha gave a number, so 40%. 40% is very little. Onoki vetoed, don't underestimate the enemy, you only have one chance and you must be well prepared. Sarutobi Hiruzen, in the end, it's because you, Kazekage, are too young. For us who are experienced in war, we know what it means to be prepared. So it's 50%. Lugosha dawdled and added a few more people. 60%. Onoki hit the table and made a final decision. 3 villages, each sending 60,000 people, that's 10,000 to 20,000 people. The rest will be stationed in the village just in case, what do you think? After thinking for a while, Lugosha nodded. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen was still a little disappointed in his heart, he still agreed with this plan. Okay, each of the 3 villages will send 60% of the manpower to attack the Akatsuki organization together. As soon as at the time. Do you have any arrangements? Lugosha, Sand Shinobi is always available. Onoki, then let's set it up a week later. After a week, the troops will gather at the intersection of the 2 countries of wind and rain, enter the country of rain from the country of wind, and then eliminate the organization Akatsuki as a whole. Is there a problem with this? Everyone in the audience nodded. Sarutobi Hiruzen, that's it? I hope true peace comes soon. Sunin stood up and shook his hand. Sign the war agreement. So. After the conference. The leaders of the three ninja villages quickly left the Iron Country and returned to their villages to prepare. The third Akatsuki is the fastest. Because his way of traveling is different, he flies directly. Air. After flying hundreds of kilometers from the country of iron and seeing no villages in the country of iron, Akatsuki suddenly asked in surprise, "Grandpa, where are we flying to? The direction seems wrong." "That's how it is." Onoji had a serious expression, and Kaido narrowed his eyes. "The land of Ketu is not in this direction. Who told you we're going back to Earth from Earth?" "That." Haito's expression became more and more strange. "If you don't go to the Earth, where will you go?" "Go to the country of rain." "Go report." "You, what did you say?" Hearing this, the black ground almost fell down. "Information? Are you going to inform the Akatsuki organization? Not just Black Earth?" Huangtu next to him was also dumbfounded at this time. In their hearts, they still mistrusted that old fox, the third Hokage, playing tricks. Fearing that the Fire Nation would come and steal the house while the three great nations attacked the Akatsuki organization. The result was unexpected. Your Earthland actually took the lead in revolting. This is so. It was a nice talk in the conference room 15 minutes ago. Now, people just flew into the sky. The border of the Iron Country has not yet been reached. Your Earth rebelled first. You two idiots, do you really think that the three main ninja villages can eradicate the Akatsuki organization by joining forces? Onoki said something a little scared. Others may not be aware of the strength of Xiao's organization, but the three of them know it very well. The last time the people of the Akatsuki organization appeared out of nowhere on the Earth, and in just a few hours, dozens of earthquakes were caused. When Onoki and others chased after him to investigate, they discovered that he was a member of the Akatsuki organization, violently beating the tailed beast. And the strongest nine tails of all tailed beasts. And in the end, he slammed the tailed beast into the Jinchuriki's body. Who can resist this shit? The corners of Onoki's mouth turned up slightly, revealing a misleading smile. Most of the third Hokage's information is accurate, but there is a mistake in the most important place. You may know some information about the members of the Akatsuki organization, but you have no idea who is the strongest person in the Akatsuki organization. Deidara, Kisame, Uchiha Itachi. These rebellious tolerances are already in the past tense. Now in the Xiao organization, the most feared person is the newcomer named Yefeng. Hearing this name, Haito's face turned slightly red. She remembered the scene of Yefeng holding her hand up to the sky and inviting her to join the group that day. An out-of-control Ninetales can turn the entire Konoha village upside down, and it would cost the fourth Hokage his life to make things right. And that man named Yefeng was able to beat Ninetales to dodge everything by himself, with no power to defend himself. Not to mention there are other members. Tell me, how stupid do I have to be to join forces with the third Hokage and the others to deal with such a terrifying enemy? In your opinion, how many people in the entire ninja world can withstand the technique that Yefeng used when he hit Ninetales? Onoki's words left Haito and the others speechless. They just hate themselves for being too young. It turned out that Onoki was acting the whole time in the conference room. I saw Onoki so proactively making suggestions and criticizing 4th Kazekage so angry. Haito thought that he finally got tough and was going to take on the Xiao organization. In the end, they were all TMS cheating. At the same time, here in the Iron Country. After the meeting, the 3rd Hokage and the 4th Kazekage also quickly set off on their way back. The two parties did not even realize that Onoki had turned his back on the water. Because they scratched their heads and couldn't imagine that Onoki had already met all the members of the Akatsuki organization, and even greeted Yefeng. Akatsuki's performance this time is very positive. The entourage brought by Sarutobi Hiruzen, Marino Ibiki said next to him. Maybe it's because the Akatsuki organization has ninjas from the land. Sarutobi Hiruzen puffed on a cigarette deftly, eyes deep set. There's a guy named Deidara in the Akatsuki organization, who's the Akatsuki's apprentice. Perhaps it was due to his influence that Akatsuki acted so proactively. After all, I know my apprentice best. That guy Deidara could also be a tough character to deal with. It needs to be eradicated as soon as possible. That's why he was so active. Sarutobi Hiruzen expertly blew out a puff of smoke ring. Sarutobi Hiruzen is 80% satisfied with this meeting. But there is still a 20% that is not very satisfied. The problem is in the hands of those 6 adults. Once the encirclement and suppression campaign against the Xiao organization is launched, the 3 villages will definitely lose a lot of combat power. If only the Earth Kingdom and the Wind Kingdom could lose some combat power. Speed up the ride. Shaking off the soot, Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly roared loudly. This time, we must do it in one step to avoid future problems. Revenge for the dead Asuma. Xiao's organizational base. Members' quarters. Tsunade questions Kakashi and Naruto about the situation in Konoha over the years. So the boy whose real name is Uchiha Sasuke now has his big brother's eyes and is adjusting his cultivation. Tsunade asked in disbelief. She knew before that the Senju and Uchiha clans have peculiar physiques. The Senju clan has extraordinary strength and chakra stamina, and the Uchiha clan has fighting talent and Sharingan. I didn't expect the Sharingan to be tradable. Is it a light bulb or something? Hey Sasuke, even if you switch eyes, you can't beat me. Now I can perfectly control the power of 3 tails. Naruto said something arrogantly. Tsunade's face was equally shocked. Because according to Naruto, it only took Yefeng a day to help him learn the power of the tail beast that even Uzumaki Mito and Uzumaki Kushina failed to master. Another Xiaoqiang, Sasuke, also ascended from the 3 Tomo Sharingan to the Mangekyo Sharingan. This should. If you join the Akatsuki organization, you can also upgrade for free. I really want to go back to Konoha right away and let little Sakura and the others take a look. I'm not a tailed crane anymore now. I'm the strongest genius in Konoha, ha 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 ha. Just as Naruto was laughing wildly. Suddenly, there was a noise outside the door. Old man. Why are you here? Hilua girls and boys will find more chapters of this novel on Patreon, link in the video description. End of chapter 60.